What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Thirsty Thursday podcast.
Number 69.
I am Derek 69. I just heard Haley. What?
I had to cut you off.
That was funny. But yep, I am Derek.
I'm Eric.
Yeah, the poor man's Derek over there.
Yep.
So how you been there, buddy?
Well, I'm pretty good. Drinking a beer, and Tim would be proud of me. I am sipping.
You're on Coors Heavy?
I am.
Look at it. We got him converted over to the gold instead of that.
I don't really like it compared to Coors Light, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I know. That's called flavor. That's what you're tasting. You might not like that.
I guess not. I don't know, man. It's not as good.
It's that flavor profile.
I don't know. I think it's just different. That's probably it.
Well, at least it's not Bud Light.
Mm-hmm. Amen, sir. Amen.
This is the fucking most generic, expensive beer I've ever seen in my life. I'd almost rather drink Schlitz or something than Bud Light. No, probably not. But anyway, that first song, that song you just heard was Uplift Mojo.
Oh yeah,
called it Numb. Rocking little ditty, man. I was they sent us some stuff over earlier, so figured we would get it on ASAP. Yep. ASAP.
We like to do that sort of thing,
as soon
guys.
As possible.
Hey, Derek, can we hear a cool sound? Ooh.
Sound a little flat there.
No, it's just my weak hand. It wasn't my strong hand.
What's that?
It wasn't my strong hand. Hiawatha.
Oh man. So we had a good weekend of music, man.
Yeah, we listened to 6 different acts?
Yeah, we seen Billy Carr and Cody Moore and Dusty Grant on Friday at Kirby's. That story will follow up the rest of this, but boy, do I got a good one for you fellas and ladies. And we seen, who all did we see? Big Red Horse and Ghost Town.
Yeah, Ghost Town, Big Red Horse, and Tequila Ridge.
Tequila Ridge. Which I think I've seen all of those. No, I guess I hadn't seen Cody and I hadn't seen Big Red Horse, which.
I swear you saw Big Red Horse, you were just really fucked up.
That's a distinct possibility, too.
Yeah.
But, yeah, they got a badass band. I'm fucking really digging the Big Red Horse.
Well, they a 7-piece?
Let's see. What was there?
It was like 7, man.
Singer.
Keyboard.
Yeah, I think that's 7, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
There's a lot of people up there. I don't know how they all fit up there.
Very carefully.
Probably more methodically than we would, but
they were in there pretty tight. I don't know. We got a bunch of big guys. We fit 6 big guys on a little stage.
Yep.
Yeah, but
wonder how many of us you could fit in a coat. Just one. Just one.
Never thought about that before. No, yeah, they were all fucking fantastic, man. I was glad I got to catch all of them.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good time. Lots of beers were had.
A little too good a time, a little too much beer on Friday.
Sunday, I was pretty fucking.
I made up for not drinking all October. I mean, I fucking got drunk enough for
in one night,
3 months worth. I didn't. It's not that even. It's not like I drank so much. It was that I got so drunk. I made the most of the booze that I had.
Right, fucking efficiency.
See, I like to skip dinner. I like to skip the meal before I go drinking to switch it up on me because I'm like a time bomb at that.
Just go donate blood before you go drink. Same thing.
Yeah, I mean, I could. I guess I just. It was too late, man. It was at Kirby's, and I was way too fucking drunk, so ordered up the pizza. Ordered up some water. And,
yep.
It was all downhill at that point. There was no coming back.
You took a shot after all that too.
I did, and I don't know if anybody remembers the story of the Ghost Town Strays, the old Ghost Town Strays. I think when Johnny was the only one in
I think so.
the original one in there, but I took a shot with Johnny Gamero on stage. Fuck, how long ago was this? 5 years ago?
Yeah.
About 5 years ago, probably. And somehow a bathroom sink got puked in and plugged up, and it's pretty gross. But me and Eric, either one of us, this is when I was living with Eric over here, and nobody remembers how the fuck that happened.
No, I was just as hammered.
Well, fast forward like 5 years, I go drinking at Dusty Grant show and Cody and Billy show at Kirby's, and threw up all over the floor. Like I just woke up throwing up, and I just vague. I still barely remember it. I don't remember, man. I was like, there's bits and pieces of night, like probably around the middle of Cody's set. So I missed I was there for the whole thing, but I don't remember a lot of it.
God damn. I was relatively sober at first, but then I got drunk eventually. But
I left my card at Kirby's.
Yeah. We had to go do that. We had to go get that.
Yeah. The fucking hangover drinks on Saturday afternoon. So we got to go try out some old Spangles margaritas.
And screwdriver slush.
How are those?
I mean, not bad, I would say, for the price, I guess. I don't know. I ordered doubles.
Yeah, I actually didn't. The margaritas were kind of but the screwdriver or the orange juice slushes, those were on point.
Those are pretty good. They're a little not slushy enough though. They're kind of like,
yeah.
I mean, I think they should go one way or the other. You know, either just make a screwdriver over ice or making like a thicker slush. You know, I don't know. I'm sure they're just kind of getting the kinks worked out with all that, but yeah, I mean, we woke up Saturday and we're like, fuck, got to eat something. And then immediately we were like I was trying to talk Derek into going fucking having some margaritas all of a sudden. And he kind of came along because he didn't have a choice.
I didn't. I needed to knock that edge off anyway. I was feeling pretty rough, and I think the only way to get over that kind of a hangover is tequila.
Or just keep going. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I had to power through it.
Hey, you had orange juice though. You got some vitamins.
Oh man! Well, when we went to Barleycorns and watched Ghost Town and Big Red Horse at Tequila Ridge,
I was kind of out of it there, man. To be quite honest with you.
Way out of it, man. I was hammering down PBR pounders.
Yep.
I was trying my best to just slug through it, and I did pretty good for the most part. Not good, not great.
I feel like I didn't have near the energy that I had the night before.
But I know I didn't. I still don't have the energy I did before I started drinking on Friday. I'm still a little hungover. I'll give it about a 93% chance that I had alcohol poisoning Friday.
God damn.
I don't know. It was pretty bad. I'm fucking hungover.
I feel pretty good. I'm sipping a beer. I had a beer yesterday with lunch. I'm not kind of overdoing it, you know. I'm just kind of having a beer or two and
yep.
Going that route.
Nope, I'm good for a while.
I bet.
I know I say that a lot, but actually, I guess I'm going down to Fort Worth on Friday for Willie Nelson. And,
oh God, here you go again.
Staying there till Sunday morning. So yeah, I guess I just lied to you.
Well, you better fucking take this opportunity to fucking heal yourself in the meantime.
Yeah, I told my boss I was taking off early on Friday so we could head down there, and I told him the concert didn't start until 10:30 at night, and he's like, "Jesus, how fucked up are you going to be by the time Willie Nelson gets on stage?" That's a good question, amigo. I have zero idea. I'm going to probably be...
roll the dice.
I don't know if I'll drink on the way down there or wait till we get down there. We got a house Airbnb just right outside of the stockyards, so it's like 5 minutes away from the stockyards.
So although we did get pretty fucking schwasty, maybe too schwasty, some of us more than others, but
yeah, me
that's
way
neither
more than anybody else.
That's neither here nor there. The bottom line is there was some damn good music that was played this last week.
There was, man. I was super pumped to be there. I was the first time I ever caught Cody, and that dude just blows me away, man. He's so fucking good. He looks like he's got a run of dates up like in Washington State. So
really,
yeah, I can't remember what that is, but
that's cool, man.
Pretty pumped to see him get out of state and do some big things. I think they'll wherever he goes, they're gonna fucking dig the shit out of that music.
I think we're gonna get him on here at some point as well.
Yeah, I know he's asking about just hanging out and joining in on the podcast with us. So I was like, yeah, any fucking time you want to, dude.
Yeah, just hit us up, man. If you're listening, hopefully you are.
Yeah. I hope I didn't say anything too fucking dumb. I remember fucking saying well to everybody, but fucking, I remember when Cody was leaving, I was like, I fucking said something. I don't even remember. I was fucking drunk. I'm sure I said dumb shit to everybody.
Yeah, I don't really remember anything dumb.
I don't know. I know I was having a good fucking time.
I about spit my beer out when fucking Gus smacked the fucking bar and yelled barkeep. Fuck, dude, this ain't fucking Caldwell, dog.
Hey, barkeep!
It was loud as fuck too. I was like, oh shit. Good thing I was at the other end of the bar, not standing next to him, because if I wasn't, I would have scooted away. Dude. That's one of those classic moments where you just like scoot away and just like, I don't know him.
Well, I couldn't stop him because I was on stage taking a shot with Dusty. So,
well, yeah.
We're fucking wrecking crew that night, huh?
God, and that was the first time I'd seen Billy Carr play, acoustic, and
I want to say I've seen him somewhere else. I'm almost 100% positive I've seen him somewhere.
Maybe Shamrock or something.
No, you seen him because it was at Dusty's album release.
Really?
Yeah, Matt Ballard, if you're listening, that's where it was. We had that conversation. We're like, God damn it, I know we've seen him somewhere.
Okay. That makes sense.
No, I have too, but I can't fucking remember. That's where it was.
I got you.
Elbow room at Dusty's album.
I remember hanging out in the back and just watching. Sprout was playing there, and
yeah, very cool, man. Very cool weekend. Very good line.
Ran into a lot of cool people too.
Yeah, I did, man. Old Joshy Gilbert was hanging out at Barleycorn Saturday night.
Yep. Got to hang out with Johnny some after he played his set. We were
If you guys know who Johnny is, he wants to get on here and do a radio show of some sort. He suggested what's on Johnny's mind while he's just drinking tequila and answering questions, which I'm all for that one. I actually want to be there during this, during the recording of this. But somebody, what did you said something, right? Or was it Tim maybe?
I don't know. I had some ideas, I don't know.
So if you know who Johnny is from Ghost Town Strays, and you have an idea of something you want to see Johnny do, let us know, because I'm curious, and I think Johnny will do it. That fucker's just crazy enough to do anything you tell him to. I'm pretty sure if you fucking fed him tequila and told him to do something crazy, he'll just do it.
Yep.
So,
but yeah, just tons of people ran into, hung out with Tequila Ridge a little bit as well before they played their set,
dude, those dudes are fun as fuck. We actually did did the spotlight with him. That's who this week's spotlight is. So we hung out with him last Wednesday as well.
Yep.
Good
Good
dudes are
times,
fun,
man.
dude. I love
Hell
hanging
yeah.
out with them guys, man. Every one of them's always in a good mood, always having a blast. Oh, we didn't get to hang out with Roland, I guess, the steel guitar player.
I want to though. That motherfucker is a beast, dude.
Yeah, I've talked to him before. He's kind of quiet though. He doesn't. I don't know. He doesn't talk, or not to me. Maybe you don't like me. I don't know.
You're probably just loud and drunk, Derek. Every time you
I
say
know,
it.
but I'm like singing his praises every time, dude. I love that. I love the shit out of that steel guitar. That's like my favorite fucking thing. Favorite thing, dude. That dude.
He broke a string actually during the
Yeah,
towards the beginning of their set, and
yeah. I
he
think it
just
was
pulled
like
it out and.
I want to say it was like his first solo or something like that. Like I don't remember what song
I was like, oh man.
started playing, but he kept going. I didn't even know it until I seen him. Till Glenn said something afterwards, and then you see him over there fixing a string, and
Dude, that thing is something else.
yeah, that dude's fucking good.
Makes you want to go learn how to play that thing. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Yeah, I got kind of drunk for that interview as well last week.
So I got to ask Derek, and this is something that is kind of a topic of discussion today. And we kind of experienced some of what impact this could have. So the city council in Wichita is going to narrow down Douglas to 2 lanes, so one each way. Now, it was hard enough at 9:00 trying to navigate around downtown,
Yes.
and find a spot to park and all that. I can't imagine them limiting the amount of traffic basically that can go through there in a timely fashion, and then basically adding a bike lane and a scooter lane and parking in the middle, which I think is horrible because that's going to there's all sorts of drunk people.
Yeah.
We crashing into cars and shit. I mean, do you think that's a good idea? It passed 6-1, dude.
I don't, and I understand like their reasoning. Like I understand why they think like it's something new, but that's a main artery in Wichita,
So I guess the whole idea was to get people to slow down because they have to driving through there, look at the shops, and kind of force people to walk around a little more down there. And to me, you're kind of holding the people who work down there Monday through Friday hostage, just to appease the Saturday night people who might kind of be wandering around down there. I just don't know if I agree with that it's going to make more people go down there and walk around, because I think, to be honest, we're all lazy fucks, dude. Nobody wants to fucking walk a million miles.
Okay,
especially
so it was
wintertime.
it was I didn't mind walking a block for parking, like I guess
That's not a big deal.
I guess if we know the parking's going to be a shitty situation, maybe we'll prepare ahead. I don't know. I still don't think that's going to necessarily drive foot traffic downtown. I hope
think
it
it's
doesn't
going to
work.
do the opposite, dude. Honestly,
it might. You never
especially during winter. You really want to go walk down to that fucking flower shop in the middle of downtown, and there's nowhere to park, and it's fucking 3 degrees outside. No, nobody's going to be going into that flower shop. You know what I mean?
It's going to be a lot different during the day, daytime business and all that. Now, what happens on Saturday afternoons, when it's nice out, everybody's downtown trying to would go catch a show or grab a beer or grab a bite to eat. It's going to be just as busy on Saturday afternoon as it is Saturday night, maybe busier.
Right. I just don't know if it's a good idea. I think it's sometimes you can drive down Douglas and it's slow as is with 4 lanes, it can be.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure this will be addressed, and I'm sure somebody's going to come up with an idea. I don't know a good idea. You have the queue line,
right?
But how much that's, I mean, that might hold people up too, because you're down to one lane. You know.
Oh yeah, the queue line's got to stop every so often. How's that going to work? You know?
Yeah, you can't go past this. It can be stop and go, stop and go. So essentially, in my mind, you're going to drive traffic.
Away from Douglas
Yeah, I mean, you're just going to get on Kellogg
or
and get.
first or second, or any of those side streets. You know, you're going to be like trying to go around just to be faster.
I don't. I don't. I don't
I
see.
think the businesses on that Douglas drag are really going to end up fucking losing some business over that.
Now, I think farther down east, I think they'll be all right. There seems like there's more parking down there,
Right.
but there's also not as many businesses. So we'll see, man. I mean, I don't know.
I just kind of fear for those businesses down there, you know, especially in the wintertime. Like,
Well, and another thing is they closed that parking lot just to the west of Norton's off for construction, whatever they're doing there. So that choked off fucking 40 parking spots plus,
yeah,
And I mean, that's a lot of cars down in that area. So I mean, whatever happened, maybe that goes away whenever I don't know what they're doing right there.
I think some of those spots I need to look at underground, uh, some underground parking garages or something like that. I mean,
Yeah.
you can build businesses on top of them, and um, yeah, you can just utilize
I
that
mean,
space.
parking's always been kind of an issue, but as businesses grow, I don't think they really thought that far ahead on that. Is
Right. They're just kind of packing them all in there, and then
oh shit, now what do we do?
right.
Yeah. So I don't know.
I guess we'll
I,
see, but I'm not a fan of it just because.
I get their thinking, but I mean, of course, I'm not a fucking. I'm not a city manager, city engineer, nothing like that. I don't know. Maybe
I
they
just
had
don't
it.
think Wichita's a huge walking crowd. Like, I mean, they'll walk some, but like,
Yeah, well, we never really had to.
I don't know if that's just like a ploy to like force people into scooters and bike rentals and that sort of thing. And it might be.
Yeah, and
It might be.
if it does, it does. I don't mind walking down there. I mean, I kind of like getting out.
Yeah.
Now, of course, I don't want to have to walk 3 blocks when it's fucking 20 degrees outside to go catch a show somewhere. If I want to go to Barleycorns or Norton's, and I got to start walking 3 blocks in the fucking freezing cold, I'm gonna be pissed. But I guess you just Uber.
Yeah. True.
That's why I said. I mean, I guess now that we're aware of it, maybe there's just going to be other options for us to take. Just catch the queue
Different route.
or yeah, however. But
That'll be interesting. But I think once people start taking other routes and stuff like that, less people are going to be driving by those businesses, and
then yeah, that could
but
be a byproduct of that too. But you
but it
never know.
could also expand businesses into those side streets too.
That's
So.
what I was going to say. I mean, maybe you get people because they're doing it. They're putting bike lanes on either side of the road, right?
Yeah, and scooter lanes.
So, and I mean, say what you will about them scooters. I know people have their issues with them for whatever reason. I know they're kind of annoying sometimes, but the bike lanes might fucking ease that too. And you have a lot more people. Now, during the winter, when it's cold, nobody's riding those lanes are going to be about fucking useless. But
That's what I'm saying.
when it's nice out, it is a pain in the ass when it is nice outside and everybody's on those scooters. You're fucking stuck behind. Sometimes you're just stuck behind those guys. Like, you
Right.
can't do shit about it. You're just stuck there going down Douglas, and it's annoying. But
And,
yeah, I
and,
mean,
and but then according to the current law, they have to actually be in the road. They can't ride
yeah,
on the sidewalk, so kind of unsafe for them as well. In that aspect. I understand giving them a lane, kind of like bike lane.
right.
But
I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'm not. It's not going to stop me from going down there. I'm going to still go down and do my thing down there. Go drink and shop, and well, I don't really shop down there, but usually go eat and drink, and go to the museum.
recreate.
Yeah, I mean, I was down there doing something. So
So
yep.
that might be bringing us to another topic of discussion of today. Derek, you
Oh
got any choice words to say?
yeah, about the fucking my God, dude. So I got caught up in the fucking world of Facebook today.
Rants and
Well,
raves.
actually, it would have been last night. Stupid rants and raves. You don't know what that is. It's a bunch of fucking idiots that don't have anything better to do with their life than bitch about fucking fast food and fucking the rate of utilities in a fucking town of 8,000 people. They got nothing else to
And
do.
self checkouts
Oh, yeah, self checkouts because God forbid you ring something up your fucking self.
without getting paid for it. Yeah.
Yeah. Either way, yeah, fucking self checkout. You're gonna bitch that you're in line for fucking Walmart doesn't have any lines open. Oh, now Walmart fucking makes me check myself out. Fucking shut up. Just people bitch too much. But I had seen so many people bitching about, and the taxes are a couple percent higher here in Wellington than they are in Wichita.
But
And the utilities are considerably higher in this town than they are in Wichita.
I think the taxes should be a little higher because there's more people here contributing. More of a destination. It's able to pull that tax more easily than Wellington, for sure.
God forbid we put a fucking college in this town. Like,
we don't want people bettering themselves around here.
Fucking stupid. And they want everything fucking done right now. Like, it just blows my mind. Like, everybody just wants to fuck in this town. Not everybody. Not everybody's like this. It's just a certain few on Facebook. Because anyway, get into it about the taxes and the tax rate. And basically, my point to the people bitching about this town was fucking move to Wichita where it's quote unquote cheaper and the utilities are cheaper, even though you'll pay double the fucking rent. Or fucking figure out a way to fix it or stop bitching about it. So either shut up, fix it, or fucking move out of this town to where you think it's cheaper.
Or make more money.
Somehow it got into this fucking piece of shit. I've never met this person in my life, and I fucking probably never will, God willing. That fucking it's tough to move out of Wellington because you're too poor to move out, which I can understand it to a certain extent. But I want to tell you one thing. My fucking 9-year-old brought up a fucking fantastic point that even went straight through my fucking brain and didn't even, she goes, I was telling her about the whole Facebook thing and she goes, do you get that on a flip phone? Can you get Facebook on a flip phone? I was like, well, no, I don't think so. She's like, so she's got a nice phone, right? She can afford to pay for a phone, but then she's complaining about having to pay a little bit more in bills and all this shit. So, like, do without. If you're that fucking broke, do without something.
Oh, trust me. Like, Derek, you know as well as I do, I've been in the situation where I had to decide whether I was going to be homeless or fill a propane tank up for the 4th of July.
Right.
You know, like, I didn't have anything. You know what I mean? Like, and guess what?
Well,
I made sure I got the fuck out and got somewhere better, you know?
So,
if you want to move, if you want to make a change, you can do it.
And you know what? That wasn't even what really set me off. Like, people were going through that, agreeing with me, disagreeing with me. Okay, I sparked some conversation or, some opinions at least. Well, what really fucking got me, dude, was whenever she asked me, she was saying that some people can't afford it. Okay, maybe you're right, and I'm not talking shit on anybody that can't afford it or whatever. But the fact that she asked me if I lived paycheck to paycheck, and I said, as a matter of fact, I don't. I'm right in the middle. I don't do well. I don't do bad. Like I'm fucking right there, man. I'm just living. That's all I'm fucking doing. And well, then apparently I was a fucking arrogant person for saying that I I'm a single father with a single paycheck. I pay my fucking child support. I pay my taxes. I go to work. I have nice shit and I do what I want to. I can do that. And I'm a fuck up. I mean, I'm a full, I mean, I'm nothing special, you know, and I can do this. So don't fucking tell me. And like, she looked down on me because I wasn't fucking
because
broke.
you're okay, because you're better than some with your
No,
finances.
she acted like I was looking down her nose when I told her, like, you know, fucking do something about it. You don't like it, do something about it. Like, I'm not broke because I go to work and I make sure I'm not fucking broke. If I was gonna be broke, I would go get another fucking second job. I've done it. I've been broke. I've been poor. I've lived on couches and I've fucking done really well for myself. I've been in both spots, you know. So I can't stand it when somebody fucking thinks they're entitled to blast somebody else because they're either richer or poorer. Like, I fucking made the point to her, like, you either fucking help somebody out when you can, or you ask somebody for help when you need it, and that's as easy as life should be, you know.
Right.
Like, nobody should fucking. I mean, just the fact that I don't think I've ever fucking heard that before. Like, somebody was like, "Oh, so you're not broke?" No, and I'm doing this and this. You know, I bettered myself, so I'm not broke. Well, you're arrogant.
Oh, I've heard that shit before. It's just
Fucking
fucking
arrogant. Like,
no, it's just mouth breathers who fucking are trying to drag you down to their level because their
God
fucking
damn it,
life
they did it, and
sucks.
that's what pisses me off. Like,
You know.
I got sucked into that, and I hate it. I fucking hate it. I never get thrown into that.
So I just had a couple simple questions, and I'm kind of surprised that I didn't fucking go off on this person, but
Oh, she shut up too. I mean, she stopped talking because there was a few people. There was not a lot of people, but it was you and a couple other guys posing these very simple questions and saying, why are you fucking being what's the matter with you?" Like,
yeah,
yeah, your questions.
mine were basically like, okay, so there was a recent election deciding, new mayor, some new council members, uh, school board shit, things that, apply to the town, electricity, taxes, that sort of
Mm-hmm.
thing, things that play into that role. Did you vote? No answer. There was very low voter turnout from what I saw, under 1,000 people or something like that. You got to figure at least half the people are of age to vote probably. And then if you don't fucking like it, why don't you run? Because then you'll be in a position to change things.
Right.
And the third thing I said, I don't even remember what I said third, but I mean, it was just like, come on, like,
This is the thing is you don't have like I. That's the
if your
one
life
thing I
sucks,
fucking
if your life sucks, you're to blame for it,
my
basically.
fucking my original post was like, you sit around and you bitch. And I see a lot of bitching and nobody fucking does anything about it. People
Oh,
try to do something about it, but they're not the ones on Facebook bitching about it. It's it's the ones that sit on Facebook and constantly fucking bitch about the city. I called them fucking armchair politicians. Said
right.
you're a bunch of armchair politicians that know exactly what needs to be done, but sit on your ass and don't do nothing about it. That's called bitching, dude. You got a plan, but you don't put it into action. You're just bitching, you know, like you're criticizing it, but you're not doing anything. You're bitching. That's it.
My third question was, what do you do personally to better the community? Nothing.
Yeah,
Crickets.
yeah. She hasn't said shit back, and it was like after what I fucking told her,
Man, I
and
mean,
then
to me, those are questions that she needs to ask herself,
her
because
her
if you can
fucking
answer those questions, then you're on the up and up. I'll listen to you. But if you're gonna bitch and not fucking do anything to change your situation, then that's fucking on you, and you're just bitching to bitch.
and and look, dude. I mean, I fucking understand. I'm with the ones that I don't like paying this much
No, I
in
guarantee you
taxes
don't.
and
Or
and
utilities even.
utilities. I don't like that. I don't know how to change it. Therefore, I'm not sitting around fucking criticizing those who are in charge of it. I don't know. I'm not smart enough to make that fucking decision. I am smart enough to shut my mouth when I don't have a fucking an idea or, you know,
But
like,
you do recognize the cost of living is cheaper, therefore the higher price of utilities and taxes kind of offset that to a certain degree.
And it doesn't matter. It doesn't
It's
matter.
probably cheaper to live there and pay higher utilities than to live here and pay lower utilities.
Well, fucking tell these fucking yokels that fucking.
Well, you tried.
You can't. I tried and I got yelled at for it. I got called arrogant because I pay my bills. You got a job, you arrogant piece of shit. How dare you? How dare you pay your electricity on time, you motherfucker? No, it fucking and I don't want to fucking. There's a lot of most people probably live in Wichita that listen to this, and Wellington's not a bad town. There's some black eyes on this town. Like, there's a fucking drug problem. That's anywhere, especially small towns. There's a lot of that. But there's a fucking lot of good people here too, and there's a lot of good things about it. But I guess when you just have, it's just more concentrated, the bitching about everything, and it's like I said, it doesn't.
Well,
it hurts me.
To me, with any community, if you don't have options to vote for, you just kind of get what the fuck you get,
Right.
So if you want something to change, and there's not many fucking options, the only other option you have is to go run and fucking represent your community. If you feel that strongly about something, that you're going to go out of your way to bitch and complain to everybody who decides to look at it, you might as well just fucking run for office,
Or go fucking talk to people.
Or shut the fuck up.
I mean, that too. Or fucking discuss it. I mean, that's the fucking thing. Like, I know I'm on a soapbox right now. and I'm fucking ranting, and I never do this shit, but fucking right now, the whole fucking world, nobody knows how to fucking discuss anything anymore.
No.
And that's the fucking problem. Like, go discuss it. If you have maybe you bring it to somebody else's attention. As long as that person's understanding, maybe they take that into consideration.
That's how ideas happen.
I'm not fucking smart enough to fucking be a mayor.
No, but you might be able to fucking throw some ideas out to get other people thinking, and then once everybody's thinking, guess what? Shit gets better.
God damn it! I got ideas. I got good ideas.
That's all you need, man. You don't gotta know. You don't gotta have all the answers.
Well, that's not all you need. You need somebody else that's gonna listen and put it into action. Which,
well, yeah,
whenever all you do is fucking yell about it on Facebook, and then not even show up to a city council meeting. That's the problem. It's like everybody's bitching about it. Nobody goes. You look at the city council meetings.
There's like 3 people there.
Yeah, and then the ones that do show up are fucking Walmart Deluxes sometimes. Like the fucking ones you don't necessarily want jumping up, but at least they're saying something. At least they're fucking.
Hey, they're a step ahead of everybody else,
Right? But I mean, it is what it is. I know, and like I said, I shouldn't be talking shit. I'm no. I don't even know the word.
I think the fucking point of all this is, don't just ever bitch to bitch. If you have a fucking something you're passionate about that you want changed, see it through. Talk to people. Convince people that your idea is right, and see where it goes. Don't just sit there and complain and do nothing, because that fucking gets you nowhere.
Don't feel entitled either. Like, don't feel entitled because you're poor. Don't feel entitled because you're rich. The world don't owe you a fucking thing. Go out there and fucking make your own shit happen. Go fucking do what you are going. Like, if you see something that needs changing, address it. You don't have to fucking run for president, for fuck's sake. Just go fucking address it somehow. Talk to somebody about it and be open-minded. Open-mindedness that's all it takes. Fucking me and you could sit here all day and bullshit back and forth, and then I got a ton of friends like that too. But I hate, like, fucking people, like I said, on Facebook. They fucking suck me in. Like, just fucking pull me in. That's how they get you. And I just fucking pissed off 40 fucking people at once. Because I said Wellington fucking... I didn't even say it wasn't that bad. I just said stop bitching about it. Oh, Wellington sucks. Well, then move, get out of here. Fucking. Anyways,
yeah,
fucking goddamn people. Sometimes
we're not guaranteed any sort of success or anything, but what we are guaranteed is the right to pursue happiness. And you should pursue that. You shouldn't be fucking upset all the time. Be thankful. Be thankful for what you got. And Try to do better, and every day you wake up, try to do something to better yourself. And at the end of the day, I mean, you got to be happy with yourself if you do that.
Like I said, if you got a little money, help somebody out.
Right.
If they need help, help them. If you need help, you shouldn't be afraid to ask somebody, you know.
Exactly.
You shouldn't expect it.
Yeah.
You shouldn't expect it by any means. But you also shouldn't, I mean, it kind of goes into what we were saying last week, you know, like everybody fucking needs help, you know. Somebody's going to be there to fucking help you. Fucking ask me. Jesus, just don't be an asshole about it. I don't know.
Thank you for coming to our TED Talk, everybody.
Jesus, yeah. I'll hop off the soapbox for a few minutes so we can we'll pull this podcast right back in the humor zone with the
Oh, we can make it humorous, Derek. This is number 69.
69.
We only get one of these, Derek.
I know. How did we not prepare for this one, man?
069.
We'll have to do another 69 episode.
We'll just do the 96. Will be like this. We'll just flip it upside down and call it the upside down derby.
I feel like we failed. I failed as a human being. Maybe they're right on Facebook. Maybe I am a piece of shit. Maybe they're onto something. I just failed. They would have made a 69 joke.
Hey, I've been kind of trying to slip them in there anywhere I can. 69. Oh, huh?
Hey, trying to slip in the old 69er, huh?
Oh, lots of slipping and sliding.
Dear Christ. Yeah, man. 69.
It's kind of an odd amount there. We're working our way to 100 there, Derek.
Not about it. I kind of enjoy that number.
Hey.
No, yeah, we'll be 30 episodes next week from 100.
Holy crap. That's less than a year, man. It's like half a year or something, roughly. That'll put us at like, you know, May-ish.
Probably something around there, yeah.
Around May, it's going to be nice weather, 100. Yeah, maybe we have to do something cool for that.
Episode 100.
That's a lot.
I don't know what to do. Man. I don't know what to do. We'll have to fucking big old bash.
Something. I know the weather's going to be good probably since it's like May-ish.
We could just always go to the bar and get fucked up. Record that. And...
we had 100.
I feel that would go off the rails pretty quick.
Yeah.
All right. Well, speaking of off the rails, let's play this Tequila Ridge interview.
Yeah.
It's I don't know about off the rails. Glenn did a pretty good job.
It's pretty funny though, man.
Maneuvering that fucking just
some really good parts.
No,
we got to play a track first though, Derek.
Yes. I know who it is, but I can't remember the name of it. We just got it in. We actually just played one of their songs 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
A brand new band. Hadn't heard of them. They sent us in a track. Wow, dude. I fucking loved it. I mean, I don't know about you. I don't know about the rest of you guys out there listening.
I liked it.
But I was like, wow, man, this is really fucking good. It's cool. It was a little bit different. It was kind of what you want to hear, but it was a little bit different. Just a couple notches off of different, you know. So, anyway, the band we're talking about is Stubborn as Crows. And the song is called Long Run.
The Long Run.
I don't know if I'm guessing they got an album coming out and they're just releasing these as they record them.
I sure hope so.
That's what I would think. We need to get with them and talk to them. At least just hang out and have a beer or something.
No doubt.
If you guys are listening, let us know. Hit us up. And I think we might be booked up in the studio for
a little while, I think.
For a little while, but we can figure something out. Like I said, at very least, we can hang out and have a beer and talk music for a little bit. But anyway, here is Stubborn as Crows in the Long Run. We'll see you on the other side.
Enjoy.
Wait from for me, won't you? Baby, be coming home soon. If I had my way, I'm sorry I had to leave you. No, in the end I only did not what was best for you. And what I had to do is gone and left you blue. You'll be better off without me in the long run. Shake some demons. You know they've been snapping at my heels too damn long. I let you down, baby, too many times before. Just couldn't do it to you anymore. Had to go and get straight, baby. What I had to do is gone and left you blue. You're better off without me in the long run. It's a long run. It's a long run, and you'll be better off without me in the long run. What's done is done. Can't be undone. That don't mean no, baby. It's got to drag us down. It's a long, long, and we still got a road to go. Over mountains high and down through the valley low. Weight on my shoulders. So many words I could never bring myself to say. I'm sorry. Sorry I had to leave you. No, in the end, I only did not what was best for you. What I had to do is gone and left you blue. You're better out without me in the long run. It's a long road. It's a long road, and you'll be better off without me in the long run. better off without me in the long run. It's a long road, and you'll be better off without me in the long run.
Welcome to the Thirsty Thursday Spotlight, featuring interviews from top Wichita acts and artists, recorded live from beautiful Red Cat Recording in Peck, Kansas. Listen up, you knuckleheads. Here's your host, Glenn Shipman.
Another beautiful Thursday in Wichita. We're down here at Peck, Kansas at the beautiful Red Cat Recording, home of the Big Red Cat Sound and the Red-Headed Wizard Luke Wallace. How are you, sir?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good.
Man,
How
I
are
saw you had Hey Radio in the booth this
I
week.
did, man.
Yeah.
We interviewed him a couple of weeks ago, and we got to talking and thought we could do something cool together, and we recorded a really cool cover.
That's cool.
A Backstreet Boys cover.
Oh, man,
Now
yeah.
see, now everybody about our age is kind of cringing a little
Yeah, a
bit,
little
but
bit.
these guys really turned it up, and it was really, really
I
cool.
bet Ian really tore that up, though.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So.
Oh, for sure. And Adam, their singer, just really brought it. And all those guys are just total pros, and we made something really cool. I haven't mixed it yet, but hopefully I'll be getting to that this weekend.
Well, I got to talk to Kenny this week, and it kind of a follow-up from last week's episode with Cynthia Roush Band. She's going to be doing an interview, or excuse me, she's going to be doing a gig with at the Elba Room in December with us, Tequila Ridge. So
no kidding.
yeah, so cool.
Yeah, that was last week's.
Yeah, that
guest.
was last week's deal. We played 4 times last week. We played in Hayesville and the stadium and a couple other places, but we had a good weekend. But
Nice.
Music packed as always. So
You played outside.
played outside, man.
That's always
yeah.
tough.
And the weather was perfect until the sunset, and then it was cold.
Cold as
We
hell.
got the hell out of Dodge. Well, I see you got some guests in the booth back there, and it looks like all the brass
Got
is
the
here
X.
tonight. So
I
we
got
got
the
the
X back here. Got
Derek and Eric.
back here. Say
And
hi,
then,
boys. Hey.
we got the general manager also in the studio with us today. We've got Tim.
Hello,
Hey, Tim.
Tim.
What's up?
Like I was teasing him, I think they think Elvis came to life. We've
We
never
had
seen all these
everybody
guys
down
come in.
here today. Well, they heard I had some nice tequila on
Yeah,
deck out there.
that tequila is pretty nice. I've already spilled 2 drinks, so that's
That was given to me. That was given to me by an artist that I worked with last year, a guy named John Rowdy. From
Oh.
when we completed his album, he gave me that nice. I don't even know what it is. It's pretty nice stuff.
it's Reposado. I know that it was very good.
It's
It's very smooth.
nice. Very
And
nice. Thank you, John Rowdy.
speaking of tequila, we have Tequila Ridge in the house today.
Ooh, yeah.
And a very special guest. We have the founder of Tequila Ridge, Chuck McDowell. How are you, Chuck?
Hey, I'm really good. How are you guys?
I'm good, man. It's good to see you. We missed the fuck out of you, for real.
Well, I missed the shit out of you guys too for some reason. I don't
some
know
reason.
why.
Oh, that's right. This is not like edited.
Yeah,
radio.
this
You
is
said
not
the
radio.
F-bomb.
This is
freedom.
word. Yeah.
Freedom.
We also have Heath Blanky, the drummer for
Somebody
Tequila
thump,
Ridge.
thump,
Thump,
thump.
thump.
Hey,
And Vince Clendenin.
See how they
Yeah.
just
Vince-
skipped
yeah,
over
this
me?
is-
I'm like in the middle of
You
Chuck
just
and
blended
Heath.
into the wall, man.
There's a reason for that we're not going into.
It's a bass player thing.
Oh my God. It starts with a B.
Starts with a B. It may be a B thing.
Well, I get the chance to interview a bunch of different bands, and the guys, Tim and Eric and Derek, have asked me a couple times to record an interview with our guys, because the last recording that we have was in the back room of the Cotillion, and it was loud, and we were all pretty pumped up because it was a great show, and it was loud, and it was loud, and it was loud. So we're actually going to get a good interview today, because I encourage you guys to ask some questions to Tim and Derek and Eric and Luke, if you like. So
But was it
I have
loud?
a question.
it was loud.
It was loud.
I do have a question.
I'd ask.
Yeah.
So I'm a big Tequila Ridge fan, and have been a long time. How come I ain't never heard of Chuck?
Well, we're going to get right into that right off the bat. Chuck and I were sitting at a bar. Why don't you tell the story? How did Tequila Ridge start, Chuck?
Oh my God! I accidentally bought a guitar,
Yeah, that's true.
and
Whoops, there's your first problem.
like 2 months later, I think I talked to you, and
Yeah.
we just decided to start something, and
Well,
we did.
we were both kind of struggling too because nobody wanted us in a band. Nobody wanted to do anything with us. We'd go to jams and kind of get ignored in a sense, and you know, we tried to join a couple bands, and they just kind of laughed us as. And but one day, I remember we were sitting watching another band at the port, and you got a text message from Betty at Betty's Runway.
Yep.
And she asked Chuck, she said, hey, do you know anybody that can play this Saturday? And this is like, I don't know, Monday or Tuesday. It was a weekday show, wasn't it?
Yeah, I still got the picture of the sign with
Do
our
ya?
name on it.
Oh, nice. So Chuck said, yeah, my band will play. Now take this into account. We didn't have a band. Chuck and I didn't have a song list. We didn't have a bass player. I didn't have a guitar. We didn't have a drummer. And we didn't even have a name. And so she's like, well, what's the name? So Chuck and I started talking back and forth at the port. And
You don't want to say some of those names.
Yeah, some of those are not very good.
Yeah,
But
it's
Chuck
pretty
goes,
bad.
well, I like tequila.
A lot.
A lot. And I said, well, it needs to be tequila and some kind of destination or some kind of. And he's like, well, don't your parents live on Ridge Road? I said, yeah. He goes, how about Tequila Ridge? And that's how
I've
Tequila
always
Ridge started.
I've always
Yeah.
wondered how
So-
that started.
Well, tequila is pretty special to Chuck. My guys
Chuck's
think that
pretty
I can
special
drink
to
some
tequila.
tequila. This guy can drink some
I
tequila.
have never fallen over on stage, ever.
No, that's because you fell on a table. You fell on keyboards.
Drums. I think I broke my guitar once.
Yeah, a couple times maybe, but that's how Tequila Ridge started. So we then contacted Jeremy Wilson at the time was playing with a band called Annie Up, and we initially asked him if he knew a drummer, and he said he wasn't busy that weekend. So he brought Austin Groom along with him and a sound system and lights and the whole professional get up. And these guys, we'd never practiced, we'd never played, we'd never done anything, and we just got on stage and played 50 songs.
I faked it.
Vince, when did you come on Tequila Ridge? I know the story, but why don't you tell it, man?
Oh man, I don't know. We were at a jam, I think.
Is
one
that the
time.
Driftwood?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Driftwood, as a matter of fact. And
I think we were on like our ninth bass player at the time. So
of course, I think back then, I don't remember who I was playing with. I was playing with somebody else.
Regents, weren't you?
Yeah, probably Henry Walker and the
Yeah.
Regents. Yeah, and I said, as long as you can pay me what I need,
Yeah, and play
and
a
you
lot.
want to keep me.
So you got $1.
Yeah.
And that was what, 3 years ago?
No, it was
It'll be
2012.
longer than that.
Yeah, it was 2012.
I think it was after. We didn't start till 2012, so that'd be closer to 2013 or
It
14.
wasn't
So
too long after. I know that.
Yeah.
But y'all had been through a whole bunch. I know that.
yeah, I'll tell a story about that too. It's kind of funny, but so Vince came into a jam and we played a couple songs, and I think Paul was playing drums with us at the time, but I
Paul
think
Bland.
you were there, Heath.
Paul and I both came at the same time.
Yeah.
Because we went over to Chuck's basement and played
Yeah.
and practiced.
Yeah,
and what
practice
have
the
you, yeah.
Chucks. Yeah. Well, I know Heath was with us at the time running sound, but
Heath was down in the basement as well. He was hanging out on the
so I
seat
wonder-
over there.
I wonder if we had Paul already because
Yeah, we did.
Paul was first.
Yeah.
But we've got a funny meet story too, Heath. I think it's pretty much fade. Why don't you tell the story about when you and I met?
Well, they finally, Paul Bland, a good friend of mine, been a friend since high school, drummed together since high school, drug me back out to these things called jams.
Love them.
And they were in the smallest little bars, and everybody was pretty tight-knit. There was nothing but musicians there. So I'm standing around, and every time I would pull up at the jam, I saw this vehicle outside with a cleaning service on it. I won't mention.
Yeah, let's not mention that.
But I kept seeing this little HHR looking thing with a sticker on the side, and there was one parked down the street from me. So about 3 doors down, I kept looking at that, and I kept pulling up at the jam, and I finally asked Paul, I said, who drives that? He says, it's Glenn Shipman. I said, oh, God, his last name's Shipman. I grew up with those. He said, yeah, same Shipmans. And I'm like, oh, great. So I went over to the bar, and I asked
He
him if
immediately thought I was an asshole.
Yeah, well, yeah, not an asshole, but South Side.
South Side.
I love my South Side. So I roll over to the bar where he's standing with this guy running his mouth, and
The guy was.
the guy was J-Dub. Miss you, brother. I'm just going to say it. So I asked Glenn, I said, hey, do you drive that vehicle outside with that stuff on there? And J-Dub turns around and says, why do you want to know? I said, excuse me? He says, why do you want to know? I live there too.
Yeah, that's when Jason was living there.
And I said, what? Yeah. And he goes, you going to steal my stereo? I said, no, I ain't going to steal your stereo.
I got it last week.
I said, no, I said, I live down the street from you. And he says, well.
He literally lived 3 doors down.
On the opposite side of the street.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So we kind of hit it off because he was South Side. He was a shipman, and he did live 3 doors down from me. So.
I asked, well, what do you do? He said, I'm a drummer.
Yeah.
I was like, yes.
He says, well, get up and play with us sometime. So I waited for a while, and there was this song, and I love you, Dave Probst, but I'm going to tell the story. There's this Tom Petty song that Glenn would play, and every time he played it, Dave would get mad as hell because he plays it way too fast. And the whole time he was playing that song that fast and making it sound like that, I decided I wanted to be his drummer.
Yeah.
But my buddy Paul Bland was the drummer, so I became a sound man.
Yeah.
I ran sound for, I don't know, a few months.
I think it was a little longer. I think it was closer to 6 or 7 months. It
Yeah.
went a long time because we went through 2 different boards at that time, too. So
Yeah, and I had to go in and have some surgery done and needed to make some money, to be honest. And Paul was busy. Paul does Cincinnati, everything.
Delano Chamber Orchestra.
Delano. He does all that stuff.
church,
Talent,
yeah.
pure talent drummer. And he said, man, you can take over and play a few gigs. That'll get you some money. And he said, then when I'm, not so busy, I'll come on back. I said, well, I can probably do that. I'll try it. And I mean, I sat in with him and these boys play. And if I hear it, I can play it. So
yeah,
that's my only talent. I'm not a talented drummer, but I damn sure can play to what I hear. So it worked out. And we were playing at The Bar is what it was called at the time, right next to the Heritage on South Broadway, South Side. And
we were hosting a jam every Thursday down there.
Yeah.
It was called the Somewhere Bar then.
Yeah, the Somewhere Bar. Yeah, the
Somewhere
Somewhere.
Bar, yeah.
And we played a show, and back then, before they had Facebook Live and all that stuff, they had this thing called Periscope. And so we experimented with Periscope, and we threw all of our shows on there live. And Paul Bland sat at home, watched the entire show on Periscope. When we finished third set, he got in his car and he drove to the bar. He walked in, he watched us play final set. And we all decided to go to the Heritage after Chuck had a bunch of tequila.
Not me.
Chuck had some tequila.
Mm-hmm.
I think I slapped. Yeah, it was Chuck I slapped with a pancake that night.
Yeah, it was.
Yep, I slapped him with a pancake. Southside.
And I didn't even feel it.
About the time they served us our food and I slapped Chuck with a pancake, Paul decided to make an announcement. And what Paul did, he said he could no longer add anything to this band, and it was mine.
Yeah.
And
basically a mic drop.
Yeah, it was pretty heartfelt. It was
it was, and it still is, and that's why I paused for a second there. Paul Bland's a good man.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, he handed a band over to me.
And Paul is probably the only other drummer.
Day.
And I hate to say this about any of the other drummers because Nathan Abernathy, we love the shit out of you and everybody that's played with us, but Paul and I had a feel, and it's super important that you have a feel with your drummer when you're playing, especially without a set list, especially songs that you're just going to throw out. You have to have a feel with your drummer. And I've never experienced that until I experienced it with Paul, until Heath. Heath and I have a gel on stage. It's just something else, man.
That's just, Paul and I's training over the years. So,
we
grew up on the same type
went
of
to the same high
situation.
school.
Yeah,
they played in the same marching band. And, yeah.
Hung around to
Ding,
the same
ding,
type
ding.
of music.
There's an epiphany. I always wondered why the drummer, he didn't want to hear all the bass, because bass and drums only go together. But now I understand why these two, he's always like, put Glenn's vocals, put Glenn's guitar in my monitor. No, I don't need no bass.
I don't need no bass.
I don't feel so bad now. Okay, I get it now.
Yeah.
Sorry, y'all.
No, that's, and the thing is I've never been taught. I recently tried to reevaluate myself and
this
went
is kind
and
of a
sat
cool
down
story.
with.
I want you to go back and tell that. Yeah,
with Steve Hatfield. Talk about talent.
Heath's playing 50, 60 times a year in a band that plays all over, and he decides, I'm not good enough. I'm going back to school. I'm going to start taking private lessons to do drums.
Yeah, I'd never had a lesson truly. I sat down with T-Roy back in 1984, 5, 6, in
Drummer
those
from
years.
Sleepy Truckers.
Yeah, I say played with Sleepy Truckers and stuff back then. They were doing metal and playing in a storage unit. So, and I sat down with him just a few times, and he told me some things to mess with, and that was it. So I taught myself by sitting in my room and listening to records, and I still practice that way.
Still do, yeah.
I don't have to physically practice out a song. As long as I can get it in my head, I can play it. So, but I did that because I just played record after record after record because we
still
didn't
get videos
have,
too from Keith. He'll record himself saying, "Hey, I got this little cool little," and then it just sparks inspiration to all of us. So.
But, we didn't have everything. I mean, YouTube, all the stuff. We didn't have, and I didn't have a private instructor. I had a band teacher for marching band. So,
right.
But, and I went and sat back down with Steve, and I mean, in a very short amount of time, he taught me some things that I needed to work on, and then we got so busy, and my life is crazy busy anyway.
Yeah, but your drumming really changed. And
yeah,
he
did gave me a different perspective on some things.
I did want to bring that up, too, because I think what changed in you is that, you were a feel drummer to begin with, and you were confident in that feel. But after you started taking lessons and had some more tools in your belt, there wasn't anything that you couldn't feel.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. Steve was always he said some things at some seminars and stuff he's put on that, the reason I wanted to work with Steve, he's a pure talent. I mean, you ever watch the man drum? It's phenomenal what he can do with a drum set. And one of his things that I've always been inspired by too was you don't play a note. I mean, you're not playing a note on a piece of paper. You're not making a stroke on a drum or whatever. You're making a sound.
Right.
And if you hear the sounds you want to make and you know what to hit to make those sounds, you should be able to make something sound like you want it to sound.
Right.
I mean that, and that's the only way that I play. When I have a hard time hearing, either a monitor or my in-ears or something like that, I don't play the same as I do when I can fully hear it like I'm in a stadium. Right. If I can hear everything in a stage mix in my head, I'm going to play phenomenal because I hear what needs to be put to that next note.
I think in-ears changed our band for the good. I mean, it's just...
Mine's just because I'm old.
Well, I think it's for me too, though. It's like we started playing more and more and more, and relying on stage monitors was becoming difficult for my voice, and it was like, I was over singing, and Heath can tell a story about the day we got in-ear monitors, because it's kind of funny too. We got in-ears, and I put them in, and I was like, holy cow, I can hear everything.
Yeah, we were playing at the VFW, and he's going, blood red eye.
Because I can hear it, man. I can hear everything. I'm not putting any effort into it,
Here she comes in a little red dress.
And he's like, what's wrong with you? And I said, man, there's nothing wrong. I can hear. So he just starts slowly backing me down in the in-ears, and then brought my voice right into that.
Yeah. I just kind of like, okay, you want to hear yourself? No, you don't.
No, you don't.
Okay, he's getting louder. He's getting louder.
That was my in-ear learning experience right there. Now I feel I'm pretty comfortable with it. But Chuck, I guess let's go back a little bit, man. Heath is probably our 7th or 8th drummer. Vince is probably our 8th or 9th bass player. God knows how many guitar players we've had.
But everything just clicked when these guys
so
had
too,
it,
man. I think so too. But I want you to tell a story about the Christmas party we had, but don't say any names, please. We had a Christmas party. We had a Christmas party. We had a Christmas party at the salt mines.
Yeah,
and,
Hutchinson.
And there's probably 200 people there, and it was just a blast. We had a great time. The owner's wife got up and sang with us. Everybody was dancing. Everybody's having a good time until we got to the after party the next day. Then
I kind of remember that.
Yeah, the drummer we had at the time and the bass player had a notebook. And they had listed,
this is what we got to do.
This is what you did wrong. These are the lyrics you missed. These are the notes you missed on the guitar, Chuck. These are the notes you didn't play at all, Glenn. And we're going to, it's like.
I'd only played guitar for 3 months.
Yeah, Chuck said, well, I can tell you boys right now, fuck off. And we found a new bass player and a drummer.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Yeah, it was, and I don't fault him for wanting to be more professional. That that's not the moral of the story. We weren't at that point.
But we don't always try to be perfect.
Yeah,
because nobody's ever perfect.
No, it ultimately wasn't a good fit for that reason. But I do think we've found the right fit with the guys that we have currently. So
everything always.
We are missing
good.
a couple guys today, though. We're missing Spencer Cummings, and I'll let Vince kind of tell the story of Spencer coming and going and.
Why me? I mean, Spencer.
Because these guys have been talking all the whole time. It's your turn, man. So.
What do you want to talk about?
When
all
did we
you
get
single ladies, listen up.
Oh man,
Vince
we got Spencer at a birthday party. Was that for him or was it for
his old lady liked our band, so she booked us.
Yeah, that's right.
His ex-wife.
Yeah, that's when he came up to you and said, "I'd like to play with you guys."
No, he did not.
No,
his wife said, "I would like Spencer to play with you guys."
Oh, okay.
Because Spencer had his own band, the Spencer Cummings Trio.
Which
at the time.
I was with him then.
Yeah.
I was playing with Spencer then. I was like, okay. But Spencer's young and he's wild. I tried to talk him out of it, but I mean, he is a damn good guitarist. So Heath really fell in love with him. So did Glenn.
We love Spencer.
Yeah, and he's moved out of state, went to Arkansas, got lost on us, and came back.
And then I adopted a roommate because he came back.
Yeah, he brought back another soul.
Did he bring these chickens?
Who was the drummer in the Spencer Cummings trio?
I thought we were saying no names or nothing like that. Unless you just want to hear his name.
I forgot all about it. See you later. Bye. Next topic.
No, there was kind of a funny story how we picked up Spencer there. We picked up Spencer at his wife's birthday party because we played at Spencer's house in South Broadway, and Spencer had his own band, and he was doing pretty well. I mean, you guys were playing every couple weekends, and but he really just didn't like being a front man, I don't think. And I'm not trying to speak for Spencer, but I think we got him up to play with us that day, and it just gelled pretty well. And then we worked for the next 6 months trying to get him back from Arkansas to play with us. When we did, then we had several years or a couple years before. Now he's moving to Colorado, so
not real soon, but
it's going to be soon. So. But he also has some child care issues, so he can only play with us every couple weeks because he doesn't have to. He wants to spend time with Trev and his son.
That's a fact.
And it's he's never faltered from that. He's always tried to make time for him more than he'd make time for us, which is completely understandable from all of us guys. But, I think as a 3-piece, we just don't sound as good as a 4-piece. So we've always kind of tried to have a fourth guitar player, second guitar player.
We only want 4?
Well, we went overboard. We got 6
so that's
now.
why you brought me back out here tonight. You're trying to get me back.
Get you back.
Yeah.
Play anytime you want to show
You
up.
play anytime you want, Chuck. That's a standing invitation. So we picked up Kenny Young. Kenny Young was just coming out of the Jason Boyd band. He had Ramrod.
Wait a minute. We picked up...
we had several in between. Yeah. We had Jay. Jay actually Carpenter did our first album with us. Well, he did one song on the first album. I think he did.
Yeah, the first time I ever worked with you guys was with Jay. That was
phenomenal guitar player.
Devil's Grin, wasn't it? That was the very first track. That I got a Facebook notification that yesterday was 3 years ago exactly that
3
we
years
tracked
ago
that
today.
song.
Oh wow!
Yeah. Still one of our most favorite songs from our fans. It's just, but yeah, Jay was with us for a while. We had Billy Soto.
Billy was with you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had Billy Soto for about 6 months. We had Amy Arnett.
Yep, Amy.
Phil
Bolig.
Phil Bolig from the Dirty Gentleman and Drew 42. Man, yeah, all phenomenal. We've had Mike Peltzer.
Yep.
Phenomenal guitar player as well. He recorded on our last album as well. We've had, and I think that's kind of taken us full circle back to what Chuck and I started with. It's just disheartening when we tried to start this band and nobody wanted to play with us. And then skip ahead 3 or 4 years, now Mike Peltzer and Billy Soto and some of the premier guitar players in town are wanting to play with us. And I think that's a testament to you guys for sure.
You got really good drummers who want to play for you too. But
that's a fact, and we'll tell that story.
I ain't quitting.
I am going to tell that story though. So we're playing at American Legion. Was that 2 years ago? And next month, or pretty close? Has it been 2 years?
What are you talking about?
When you had your heart attack?
Oh, no, in March.
In March should be a year.
It'd be 2 years in March.
2 years in March. I thought we were coming up on 2 years. But Heath is. We're sitting at. We're playing at the American Legion for a benefit or something, and Heath is just not. You can tell he's just not feeling good. You know, he's stiff, and he's. I won't say lethargic because he was right on the money with his beats, but he just wasn't himself. And he said, "Man, I'm just not feeling good. I don't know if I'd strained my shoulder or
he
just
kept doing his rotator cuff.
I
remember that. That's what I thought was he was all stiff and stuff, and he just wasn't feeling it.
Well, we happened to have a cardiac nurse in the audience with us that night.
Drummer at that.
Yeah. Steve Levan, if you're listening, we love you, Steve. And Steve Levan comes up to me and goes, "Do you have any nitro?" And Heath goes, "What the hell would I need nitro?
Hell would I have nitro?"
Yeah, I carry some in my car, but it's not that kind.
He goes, "I think you're having a heart attack. You need to get that checked out." And so we let Steve play a couple songs with us, and then Heath got back up and finished the night, and played his ass off and packed all his shit up and went home. And Tisha had gone on to him, I think, a little bit that night and took him to the hospital. And he had had a series of heart attacks on stage. And,
that's rock and roll right there.
Rock and roll. Just
Devotion.
Yeah. And would you have 100% in one artery, 98?
100% blockage in the right side. Yep.
Yeah, just
amazing.
Yeah, he had this picture of it, and you could see with the blood flow. There was no flow on this one side. He said, "This is before and look after." And he was like, "Holy!
So
how'd you live?"
Listeners, if you don't believe music can keep you alive, this man sitting across from me right now is a living testimony.
So now you've got a heart.
I've got a heart with the Roto-Rooter, huh?
Yep.
But that's at South Side. Can I get a triple bang? Yeah, thank you.
And a horn.
Got to carry a little card that says I got metal in my body.
Yeah. What's fun? What's
a lot of
if
that.
there's anything funny about that story, there is a funny side of it. But Heath, I was working a lot of nights at that time, so I went to bed as soon as like at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and I would sleep until 1 or 2 in the afternoon. But Heath went to the hospital and notified us first through our group text. I hadn't read it yet, but also put a post on, "Hey, everybody that's concerned, I had a heart attack last night. Everything's going fine. I've got a couple stents." So when I wake up in the morning, which is my morning at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I have like 96 notifications in my messenger. And I hadn't read any of the posts yet because I had no idea. I had no idea that he had a heart attack. I just knew he wasn't feeling good when we went to bed last night. And so I'm reading through these messages, and it's every drummer in Wichita basically saying, "Hey, man, hope he's okay. If you need a drummer next weekend, I'm good." Hey, man. No, it wasn't. It was not vultures. Yeah. I get what you're saying, but it was nothing like that. These guys showed up. These guys showed up to make sure that Heath was, Heath was good, because all of their comments were, "We hope he's okay. Man, let us know if you need it." And I'm talking even drummers like Kevin Dam from Damn Music, who hasn't played in probably 15 years on stage, but was ready to jump up and get it, And
that says a lot about your
it
brand.
says a lot about Heath
and your
Blake.
players, yeah.
So then I read the message and I text Heath. I was like, "Man, what the fuck's going on?" I had a heart attack or 6.
Widowmaker, dude. Yeah, 10 more minutes. He said it would have been
10 more minutes, it would have been done. Yeah, good thing we did not have that many people at the end of the night. We might have had an encore, and it'd been a whole different story. But so, and I told this story when we were interviewing Yellowfish, or excuse me, Yellow Cat.
You did it again.
Fish.
Damn you.
But
Wait till I see Blake.
I asked Heath, I said, which of these 90 drummers do you want me to pick to fill in for you next week? Or do you want us to cancel? I don't remember how I phrased it, but I'm sure that's probably what I said. But, and he's like, "No." He goes, "Send me the list." And he goes, "Nathan Abernathy." I said, "Okay." So I text Nathan Abernathy, thinking I'm texting Nathan Roy.
Oh, yeah. It got me thinking that dude shows up.
I told everybody,
at the elbow room for practice.
Yeah, the guy from Big Red Horse is coming in to play with us next week. And then Nathan Abernathy, who I've never seen, comes in and is like, "Who is this? Is this Nathan Roy's drum tech?" But Nathan Abernathy was a beast, and he's now one of our first calls if he ever has to call in sick, which he's only had to do once or twice. So, but he killed it.
Only till my heart got better, and 2 weeks ago when I'm hacking this stuff out of my lungs.
Yeah, that was
Or we overbook too much and you got things to do with your daughters.
Well, yeah. My family is very important. Tisha and the girls are, changed
And we
my life.
understand that.
The only thing that changed my life, even equal to that, was my heart attack. So, and it changed it. It needs to change it in more ways, but I slowed down a lot. So,
well, we've got a pretty funny story about how we acquired. I want to say that word in quotations, but we acquired a steel guitar player this year, Roland Schmidt, and I think the boys in the booth, you've heard him. He's pretty phenomenal.
If he hears this, I want to pronounce his name Roland.
Roland. Sorry, but
we call him Roland.
It goes both ways. They like Roland, I like Roland, and
last time I came to your guys' show, I was just transfixed by watching him play and how. Just how the steel guitar works in general. It's just, I was, wow.
Yeah. You got to almost know how to play a steel guitar if you're going to play a steel guitar for sure.
Yeah, there's
you can't fake it. You can't chuck it.
Fake that thing. Whoa.
I was going to say, doesn't that work for every instrument?
I can. I'm that good.
Is that a fair statement?
I watched a buddy of mine, Scott Henderson, that played with Sam Bidwell and Second Shift, and he was awesome.
Yeah,
and I think I can do it.
Give me another bottle of tequila and I can do it.
I can do anything.
Here's how good Roland was. We went and we were playing at Stearman Field. We had a gig and there was a band before us.
Mark Baker.
What's the name of it?
Mark Baker in the Untamed Country, I think. Or,
is that what it was?
Yeah.
I couldn't remember.
I don't even remember that name. Just remember Roland.
I remember we had a band in front of us, so we were getting there. It's during the summertime. We're trying not to be out there in the heat too much, and this band's playing when I got there, and they got a steel player with them, and I was raised up with some Bob Wills and the Texas Playboys in the background at my South Side house, so and saw them at the Wagon Wheel, if you want to go back. So parents actually put me in there and let me listen one night, and the most amazing sounds came out of that thing, and I wanted to know what it was. It's called a steel guitar. But we had Peltzer, and we were trying to put a piano in the band, and he was doing great with it, but he has so much stuff going on that it was just a little bit too much. Busy. So we're standing there, and we're kind of talking about stuff, and I keep staring at this guy, and I said, hey, Glenn, why don't we ask the steel guitar player to hang around after his gig and play with us? And we laugh. And so Vince walks up and says, hey, man, don't tear down yet, man.
He was half torn down.
Yeah, why don't you hang around and play with us for the night? And he says, I don't even know you guys. And we're going, man, don't worry about it. You'll fit.
Yeah.
And he played that gig that night and did phenomenal.
Never missed a lick.
Did phenomenal. And we told him anytime you want to play, just come on out. We'll definitely let you sit in. And
got his number that night.
Yeah, so and it hasn't stopped since. Any date that he's been available, he's on. And
I think he's only missed, that was 4 months ago, and we've probably played 30 or 40 times in that time.
And if you haven't heard Pearl Jam with a steel guitar, come on out.
Goodness.
Anything.
That's the crazy thing about him too. It doesn't matter if it's country, because we play a lot of country rock, southern rock. We play a lot of originals that are kind of rocked up. Heartland rock, that's right. But that dude can play Pearl Jam on the steel guitar. Mm-hmm. He could play Cage Elephant on the steel guitar. Probably better than our guitar players play it. He's amazing. I can't wait to get him in the studio. We got some stuff we're writing that is going to be, he's going to be phenomenal on the steel. So Luke better study up.
I'm ready.
Can I bring my 28-inch kick drum?
I think I demand it.
Right.
Bob Bales taught me how to record steel guitar.
Oh yeah, Bobby. Yep.
Yeah, them guys have their keyboard amps usually. Is what they're like an 18-inch speaker.
Yeah. He's got a
Crank
15.
them up, they just move a ton of air.
Well, he's got a
15
custom
probably.
amp that he built. He took a twin. Here's a little gear talk. He took a twin combo amp, a Fender Twin, cut the speaker out of it, cut it in half, made it look like a head, and he's got a cabinet that he made a twin head is basically what he did, and it sounds phenomenal. So, but
Love you, Bobby.
no, I'm talking about Roland.
Love you, Roland.
Love you, Bobby. I like Bobby.
Well, I think this is a good time for us to take a break. We're going to listen to one of our songs.
Yeah, what are we doing here? What song you got?
I think we better. I know we're close to Thanksgiving, but Ching, 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 ching. I think we better listen to a Christmas song.
We're
going to be playing.
A lot of people are thinking about Christmas.
Cool note about this. I actually sing in this song.
Yeah, Tim, Derek,
and Gus.
And Eric. Eric, were you in on this too?
It was Gus.
Yeah, Gus. So this was a Brother Jukebox Tequila Ridge combo. It's called Tequila for Christmas.
Sometimes it's snow, sometimes it's cold, but the one thing I know for sure, sparkling lights and women in tights, kissing under mistletoe. No, it's not far, but I know a bar where my friends can sing with me. Don't stay where you are, just jump in the car, have some tequila with me. For Christmas, tequila under every tree. Pass a Patron and I'll stumble home. Tequila, Christmas and me. You can wrap presents, hang up your lights, grab garland all around the tree. I build a snowman and you grab a glass man and have some tequila with me. I'll have tequila for Christmas, tequila under every tree. Pass a Patron and I'll stumble home. Tequila, Christmas and me.
I'll have tequila for Christmas, tequila under every tree.
I have tequila
Pass
every
the
day.
Patron and I'll stumble home. Tequila, Christmas and me. Yeah. Man, I tell you what, you know,
You just
Spencer
say
and I kind of
Patron.
talk about that song a little bit, but he thinks that I wasted a great guitar lick on that Christmas song.
Really?
Yeah, but
That session was magic.
it was fun,
That was
man.
such a fun.
Well-
and that dumbass dog. Whose dog was
That's
that?
Spencer's.
Spencer's, yeah.
On
Little old Hank, wasn't it?
On cue, barking. He
On
just
time.
pointed at it.
I love that dog. Do you remember the dog's name?
Hank.
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 Yeah, it's Hank. Well, what's funny about that song is I wrote that. We'd recorded that on December 23rd, by the way.
Yeah, we had to mix it.
We
like
had
that
to,
next day.
yeah, because we tried to get it out
We
for
my
Christmas.
you had to mix it.
Yeah.
We're like, hurry up and get it done, Luke.
Right, you're right.
I almost
But
got it.
I think I wrote that song on December 20th.
Oh wow.
I mean, I was sitting on the couch and I had that little lick going and I was like, you know what, that sounds like a Christmas song. And I wrote the Christmas song and I recorded it with my iPhone and I sent it to the guys and it was just immediate.
We have to go.
We have to go
Red Cat.
record that, and I think I contacted you within the hour. We had these guys, you know, I'm pointing at Heath and Vince and Spencer at the time. They had never, not once, played it. They had never touched it, and that was like December, like I said, December 20th. We had a show that weekend. I think we recorded on a Monday or Tuesday.
I don't really remember what that was.
But it was super fast. But we
Well,
played
I
it.
feel like it was a Friday. I think it was because I remember I had like a off Saturday that next day,
Or something. It was just
and I spent all day mixing that.
it was crazy how it just all fell together. But we played it one time as a group together, And then I invited the guys from Brother Jukebox to come down and just hang out with us. Just
That's before we even kind of worked together.
Yeah,
so
it was.
kind of a new experience.
And as far as the easiest song we ever laid down on tape, that's probably it. I mean,
it only took like 4 hours or something like that.
It was crazy fast.
It was a really fast process. It just happened.
Yeah, and it's just
love.
one of those songs that just came together. And
I got to get on one because I'm not recorded on nothing.
yeah, you need to.
Yeah, why not? Hey, why aren't you in this anyway?
I
How
don't
come
know.
you're not in the band right now?
Because I'm old.
I asked that question early on.
That is a great story, you know. And
And so
Chuck is a working fool. I'm gonna tell you that right now, and he does the bowling alleys, and I mean he had bowling alleys way out in BFE.
Chuck is
private
an expert
bowling
on,
alleys,
on,
and these guys were paying
bowling
to take him out, and it was getting paid way
Our,
more.
our government was wanting to pay me a lot of money.
Yeah,
to
he worked
take
at
care of,
McConnell for a long
McConnell,
time.
so
Yeah.
I had to take that and work my full-time job. And
When Chuck and I started, we were playing, once or twice a
yeah,
month.
you said, okay, we're going to play once a month. And I said, okay, yeah, we can do that. And like a month later, it was, okay, we're going to play twice this
Twice a
month.
month, yeah.
And then a month later, it's like, okay, we got like 4 shows this month. I said, bullshit, I can't play that much.
He tried.
And then-
tried
for a long
Then it
time.
comes down to sometimes we're playing 4 times a freaking day.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, what are you guys doing to me? I'm old.
Yeah, and that's kind of when Chuck decided to take a step back. We were getting so busy that he couldn't keep up with his work, and
It's not the work; it was the tequila.
It was the tequila.
We are a drinking band.
Hey, that sounds like a new song. It wasn't the work; it was the tequila.
Well, write it, Chuck. We'll record it. Shoot.
Okay, it's
We need
coming
to-
out next week.
We need to get some time in here at Red Cat.
Absolutely.
It's like butter.
We do have a couple songs in the can that I think we're going to be approaching Luke with. We got a couple we've been, we tried a couple different recording processes, and I'm not sure if we know yet what we like the best. One year, the first album, we kind of recorded that. The songs we kind of knew, and we got in, and they're rough. And the second time, I made the decision without really talking to anybody and said, okay, we're scheduling out the next 10 months. And so we better have a song ready.
Yeah, every session you kind of had a real, pretty solid rough draft.
Yeah. And,
of what each one was going to be.
I think this time we have 3 or 4 songs right now. We have at least 3 songs that we've played at least on stage several times and
Several different ways.
Several different ways. And
Several times.
We at least have an idea how they should sound. So I think it's about time that we get back in the studio, and I'm ready.
I like to write in Red Cat. It works here.
It does work here.
It really does. I mean,
and I think Luke is a part of our band in that respect.
He is.
you know?
Yeah. When we're in this studio, that is a fact. So
It's not the alcohol consumption, is it?
Nope. Has nothing to do with it except for one time.
Lubricates it a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe
Just one time.
at band camp.
But
When he got that flute,
we come in here and we're concentrated on that, and Luke does help keep us centered on where are you going with this song,
And focused.
and so we come in here and we have a scratch track with Glenn on an acoustic, and I lay a beat down to it that he wants, and we go from there, and it just builds. And I mean, you want to talk about building? Go to our, Marijuana.
Oh my goodness!
Marijuana was a Luke reinvention, because we had played that song and they had played that song before me numerous times.
Yeah.
Came in here, laid it down, and then when we got to the little orchestra stuff that Glenn wanted to put in, he mentioned it, and him and Luke took off, and man, that song is crazy.
It's got violin, sitar, it's got cello. Yeah, it's got everything. Yeah.
Yep. So I mean,
That was a real learning process for me too.
Yeah, and I mean, we
That was
just
kind of early on.
we create well here, and there's a good atmosphere to it. So, we've tried a couple different ways here, and I think we're at a level now that we can go back into the studio and put out some really quality stuff. I mean, our songs are great on the CDs. Luke did a hell of a job with keeping us together on them. But we've grown as a band
tremendously. Yeah.
Probably in the last year and a half, phenomenally fast. But we grew as a band, we grew together, and then this last year and a half. Like I said, you can watch a progression on stuff if you see any live
videos.
So,
and that's what's kind of cool about Facebook too, because I get to see some of the live videos that came up last year, and I go, wow.
Yeah, I remember the last year and a half too. Before that, it might have been a bit of a blur. So, I mean,
that's when he met Tisha, by the way.
No, that's been a lot longer than a year and a half ago.
Has it really?
Yeah.
Man, it seems like the time is 3 years.
It's going on
at least, because I've been out 3 years.
Yep.
Were they together when you were out, or you're
just getting
together?
Yep.
I remember driving by the Driftwood not too long ago and still seeing our name on the sign.
Yeah, that was up there forever.
That may have been a deal that was done on purpose. I may have told everybody that if they take those letters off that sign until that door's locked and gone and this building had burnt down, that it was a sin. So
I was gonna stay there.
I kill you now.
Luckily, my family, and I call the Driftwood my family because it truly is my family, but luckily, they left him up there, and they were there until it reopened as a sports bar.
Yeah. Then they took it down, and then they called us to play, but we didn't get that worked out. So
the last time I played was the big show at the Elbow Room.
Yeah,
the birthday bash.
The birthday bash. That was 3 years ago. Yeah,
and that was the biggest night they ever had.
Yeah, it still is.
Everybody come to see and smell me.
So Chuck, you're kind of leading me into this next question, but
the smell good.
When was your favorite gig when you played with us?
That night.
It was a good night.
I think it was that night because I actually remember it. I kind of remember Christmas too because I had to drive from Hutchinson back.
Yeah, but that was a fun night. I really liked Christmas, the Salt Mines. Yeah,
I think that was our second show.
I think it was the second or third show. It was. We hadn't been in it long.
And then we got the list, but
then we got the list. Yeah,
we don't need to.
Vince, same question to you, man. What's been your favorite show that we've played? You've been with us 3 years, 4 years now.
4 years, yeah. I don't know. They're all good to me. I mean, I have fun with them all, but
Vince kind of took over some of Chuck's responsibilities when Chuck left. Chuck was a fan favorite to get people pumped up and active in the seats.
Absolutely. I can't stand people on cell phones. I will come out to you if you come to one of our shows and you're on your cell phone. I will walk out to you because I am wireless and ask you if you need bail money. Just fair warning.
They go, bail money? He goes, yeah, because you're in your cell the whole night. What about you, Heath, man? What's been your favorite show?
Wow. Favorite show overall? I mean, playing the cotillion for a sold-out crowd with...
That was pretty badass.
That guy that does those songs, yeah.
Wang dang, sweet poontang.
I like the stage manager a whole lot more, trust me. But no, I mean, to play the cotillion sold out, that's a fun time.
Yeah.
That was a great gig, but I mean, we've done some stuff, especially with other bands and stuff that is phenomenal. But I mean, one of my favorite shows sitting right now was last weekend with BC and the Big Rig at Barleycorns. I'm sad that you people didn't support a little better. If you miss BC and the Big Rig again, and you like any type of our type of music at all, you are crazy. Them boys are bad. So,
I think my favorite show,
but that was all six of us on stage.
It was
finally,
all six of us.
And all six of us are coming together after the new additions, and so I mean, we really came together that night. We played.
He's bringing up a point about our 6-piece now because we have 2 lead guitar players plus me, and we have a steel guitar player, bass player, and a drummer. So we have the ability to really. Kenny Young is a country guitar player and is phenomenal in his country licks, and Spencer Cummings is a
blues rock,
phenomenal blues rock guitar player, and I'm kind of right in the middle of both of them, and it gives us the flexibility to play different crowds
and off each other,
and off each other,
yep.
And I think if I'm going to think back, of one of my maybe not our favorite show, but one of my favorite moments as a band that we had was after we played the cotillion with American Aquarium.
Yeah.
And we play a cover of Whiskey Myers' Broken Window Serenade, and Heath and I were just off stage and talking, and American Aquarium was getting their stuff set up, and their lead singer came up to Heath and said, "Do not ever, ever play that song in front of Whiskey Myers because you killed it." he told Heath, he said, "Those guys would be so mad how well you guys do that. They just got off tour with them." And I think that was probably one of my favorite moments, because that's kind of our band, man. We take great songs and we put our little twist on them to make them different.
We put our hearts into it.
Yeah,
that's whatever you feel. It's our souls, putting it out there is what I hear and feel.
And that's one of the compliments we get a lot from some of our fans is, they'll say, "I can't listen to that song on the radio anymore because it does not sound anything like what you guys do," And that's a great compliment, and that's nothing against how a song was written when we do a cover.
No, yeah.
Then you tell them to buy the CD, and you can listen to it.
I think that's how you want to hear a cover, is something that's different and better,
I've always had kind of the feeling that there's a difference between a cover band and a tribute band.
Yeah, I'm not a tribute band. I don't play it note for note.
And I think there's a stigma in Wichita that cover and tribute are the same thing. It's not. No. They're bands, and this is no slam to Across the Pond, because I think they're talented. They're great. They sound just like the Beatles, and that's what they want. They sound just like the Beatles. That's why they have a tribute name. That's a tribute band. That's not a cover band. A cover band plays other people's songs. And let me tell you right now, fellas, everybody who's on the radio right now has had a popular cover. Chris Stapleton's Chris Stapleton, who's a phenomenal songwriter, phenomenal singer, covered Tennessee Whiskey, who has been covered by George Jones and by
let's just set the record straight too on a lot of this new country stuff that you listen to that y'all love so much, and I get it to a point, but that's not their songs. They didn't write them.
No.
So you know.
Just so you know.
So that's a cover.
That's a
because
cover.
Somebody else wrote it.
Yeah.
Jamie Johnson, one of the most talented songwriters and should have hit, had it close. He wrote Honky Tonk Badonkadonk.
And Tracy Byrd recorded it.
Yeah. Everybody knows Honky Tonk Badonkadonk. If you listen, you can hear the Jamie Johnson in it, but it ain't there.
Yeah.
When Jamie Johnson plays it, and I have heard him play it, it's not like it is on the deal. Basically he got the song written, he bought it, he recorded it, and it's a cover. So you can say what you want about cover bands, you can say what about originals. So
Vincent said, "I'm black."
Everybody's heard it. I ain't never heard that goddamn song. What the hell? I'm a black man. I know y'all can't tell on the radio, but show enough.
That Jerry Curl.
So this kind of brings us into a different area, and I think we have a great opportunity to ask a perfect question of Chuck.
What did I do now?
Yeah, Chuck, you were there when we started, and I know for a fact that you've been following us since you left. What has changed since you started, and where we're at right now, man?
I don't think there's really that much that's changed. I just think the popularity, is there with the people.
You
That's
think
what
the
I
quality's
see.
better?
I think the quality is a lot better. But, you've had a lot more time with each other.
Oh, yeah. That's the truth.
And, I always thought we were really good.
I did too.
So,
and people did too.
I had a lot of fun drinking on stage. That's
that is one of the perks about being a band member.
Yeah,
you did drink,
and
so
falling over on stage and everything, and nobody ever said shit. They said, just pick him up and set him on a stool. That night, you held me up.
No, well, you tried to sit on the stool, but you missed the stool. That's why you wrecked the keyboards.
Yeah, we had a keyboard player at the time, and he completely trashed this Hammond organ. It's just trashed. Broke his guitar, and it was,
I'm just one tuner. I still had 5 strings.
Yeah, still had 5 strings.
That's what Glenn has after about 3 or 4 songs. 5 strings.
3 or 4.
If I have a head left,
shit, he's getting better.
Left. Yeah.
So let's reverse this.
Yeah.
You tell me what's different in Tequila Ridge now.
I think that answer for
and
me is easy.
Let's just get this out. What do you think of your drummer?
I think that's exactly where I was going to go. I think it goes exactly with my drummer and my bass player. I think that the thing that Chuck and I had, which was a bond that of love and respect, I think I have with my drummer, my bass player, and my guitar players right now. I think that the reason that we sound the way we do is because, to the truest of the word, we're brothers, and I think that's. I think there's no.
And if you don't think we've been through a lot together,
yeah, it's been a rough year for us, man. Yeah, it's been. Yeah, I don't know if I want to go into that, but
Nope.
it's been.
No.
Yeah,
No, absolutely not. Thank you.
that's why we're brothers. We don't go into that.
yeah.
I think it's time to debut a new section of the show.
I think that's a great idea, man.
That's a great idea.
Get right off.
Questions and everything that kind of leads me to we got a new segment here called Ask Us Anything. Okay, so this is where we ask your fans to send us a couple of questions. And,
Now, we're going to be doing this every week, so make sure you follow our Facebook page on ICT-radio.com or on Facebook/ICT Radio. Send us your questions so that we can ask the next week's band these same or any question that you want to hear from the band. But we're going to be the guinea pigs today. We're going to be Tequila Ridge, the guinea pigs. So.
It was not hard to get questions for you guys. By the way, if we pick your question on the air, you get a free T-shirt. You get a free Red Cat T-shirt
And a Tequila Ridge T-shirt from us this week.
Tequila Ridge T-shirt this week. So this week's winner is Gus B.
Gus.
I think we all know. I think we all are familiar with Gus B. And he's got a good one. He asked, Gus B. asked Tequila Ridge, how hard is it to keep sexy women off the stage when you got a guy like Kenny Young playing for you, just over there slaying notes and getting hoes?
That's an easy. I've got the easy answer to
All
that.
right, I'm gonna let you go ahead and answer this. I can't do it without laughing.
The way that we keep.
How do you do that?
The way that we keep people getting to Kenny is we have Spencer.
Oh Jesus, overrules everything.
You know how you keep them off of Spencer?
You have Heath.
No, he's got Alondra.
Oh yeah.
You just have to
Don't
put
get
me
on
back.
Spencer.
You just have to put me back on stage. That's all.
Yeah.
You know what's funny about that is that I've never seen any chicks come up. No, I'm sorry, Kenny. I love you, brother. I've never seen any chicks come up on stage, but I've seen Gus come up on stage for Kenny. So. Ask us a couple of other ones. You know, they may not be the T-shirt winners, but we want to hear some of these questions.
Okay, so another one sent in. Where do you see Tequila Ridge and also the local scene in 5 years?
Man, that's a
Things
great
keep going
question.
the way they are right now.
Man.
Heath, you know, I think you and I talk about this quite a bit, and, you know, we continue. And just to kind of give you an insight on some of the conversations that we have internally, but last week we played with BC and the Big Rig for one reason and one reason only. Well, I guess two reasons. They're a phenomenal band.
Phenomenal.
But number two, we wanted to have the opportunity to steal some of their fans and to make a relationship with BC and the Big Rig so we could get to Tulsa and some of those other places they're playing. Canes. Oh, man, yeah. But that, I think that's our scope, don't you think, Heath? I mean, we're going to start aligning ourselves with.
And that's say we talked a little bit at that show about, you know, grouping up with some other artists and putting some stuff together. We're going to work on that, and then I mean we're working on, you know, in the next 5 years. I mean I can't look 5 years ahead. My perspective changed when I had my heart attack.
Yeah,
I don't
sure.
look 5 years ahead, and so I mean I don't even know, you know. 5 years is nothing. Tomorrow I think about the same thing I'm going to think about the tomorrow after that, which is go to shows, play music. But I want to get, you know, back out of Wichita. We did it for a while. We escaped and went out and played some places. Tried to calm it down here in town, just because of the market at that point was saturated with us because there wasn't seriously. Go back 3 years and there wasn't that many bands that could play in a club all night long,
right?
Because the bands had broken up and musicians were raising families. And I mean, I'm doing that now. I've got my little girls and everything, and I mean that's my priority. But I'm doing it later in life. But they were doing it, and now they're all coming back out, and now we're saturated with bands, and I love seeing everybody getting together and playing music.
Too.
But it's time for us to get back out of town and leave the saturated market. I do I never want to say anything bad to our fans. Fans are people that come out and support, and I never want to say anything bad to the scene. But you know, the lack of support in Wichita for great bands. I'm not talking about us. I'll just say it. I think we suck. But that's just me.
That's how he's,
and that's the way I
that's
look
how
at
he
things.
is.
I mean, we're 6 guys that can play music together, and we have a damn good time. We put on a hell of a show, and people like us. Thank you. But get your face in the place, man. People get out and support. If it's a $5 cover and you're coming to my show, ask me.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if you seriously don't want or can't spend the $5 to pay for a cover, even if it's $10 to pay for a cover, if you cannot afford that,
just come
I'll
see me.
I'll pay a few covers. I can't say I'm going to get everybody in because then I ain't making no money at all, and I do need to make a little bit of money doing this talent. But you know, I mean, get out and support. That's the thing.
What I
but
think's
if we
crazy-
can group everybody together and start doing
I do
more,
too.
Kenny has a great thing where he likes multi-band shows, and I love Kenny to death. Thank you, Kenny. I think that
Chuck's handed him a dollar.
Chuck's handed me a $1 bill, and I don't know whether I'm taking my pants off or I'm just saying the right things. But
and I'm trying to steal them all. Look at that.
You know, Kenny didn't like cover bands. You know, he didn't book cover bands that much, and he gave us the chance to go in there and prove him wrong. And he's got a few of them that can draw into those places, but he likes that multi-band thing. And I mean, that's kind of kicked into me. And I think that's probably the next step for this scene is getting us together instead of everybody trying to cut everybody's throat and play for $200. I won't get off on that one. Thank you, bar owners, for supporting live music, but you might need to support live music a little better sometimes. But I mean, you know, everybody's trying to get gigs because there is so many bands and everybody's trying to cut each other's throats.
What I think's amazing about that, Heath, is you played 82 times this year.
Yeah,
in Wichita.
Yeah, that's what
So far.
And that's what I say. I don't complain, but I mean, I remember
it's time for us to.
I remember playing back in the 80s and stuff, people, and I remember what we got paid back then.
Yeah.
So, you know, hold yourself up high. You do play music. You do have a talent. You are called entertainment for a reason. And you practice your craft and you should get paid for it. But, you know, if you don't get out, you don't support it, it's going to go away, and that's the way it's going to be. So get out, support other bands when you're not playing. I had been at everybody's shows for years.
Yeah.
I have missed for a while. I got a family now. But I know the struggle to try and get out. But get out once a month. Go see a band once a month.
Yeah.
The thing is, if we throw 3 of them together, you can plan on spending that weekend.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, it's hard for people to get out. So if they see that 3 bands are playing at Barleycorns, 3 bands are playing at Stadium 3, maybe we need to push it that way. It makes it difficult for musicians, and that cuts the pay down. And I get that. But if we can group together and build it back up, and then go back out and play. Yeah, and you know the Elbow Room loves the multi-band thing, so just keep doing it there.
Barleycorns as well, and Shamrock's starting to go to that Prodigy too as well. So
if you wanna get together and have multi-bands, multi-genres, I don't care. I'll play with punk pop, whatever you guys.
That's
call
been our birthday party. You know, that's been our birthday party every year. You know, and Heath and I have a unique opportunity to have our birthday because Heath is born
April 30th.
Several years before me, but I'm
the
same week.
Damn, dude, I thought you was pausing because of the date. You was pausing because you're an asshole.
But we have our birthday party together, and we've always put together, you know, like our first year was us and Yellow King, otherwise known as Yellowfish. We had Rumblefish. That I mean, it was an eclectic
confusion the whole time.
Yeah, it was an eclectic mix, and it's been that way every time, and I think that's great. But you know, back to the question that the listener asked is what we're going to be in 5 years, and I think what we're better is a great answer. Yeah. But I think you know, I think Vince and I have Just the Worm for a reason. It's to promote Tequila Ridge. And if you haven't heard Just the Worm, we play at some places, like Heath said, where they can't maybe afford Tequila Ridge, but they see exactly what Tequila Ridge would sound like, kind of in a scaled down version. So Vince and I have kind of talked about taking Just the Worm on the road from Dallas to Nebraska to try to get Tequila Ridge's name in those venues so that we can actually afford to take the band to those places.
And they get a sample of what we're
sample
playing.
of what they do.
Yeah.
So, that's kind of in the works, but
You
I don't
just
know.
did that live for a reason, didn't you?
Nah, that's something we've been talking about. Maybe I haven't told Heath.
I just say, maybe y'all been talking about it. Alrighty then.
Yeah.
Maybe you should have told
throw it
Vince.
in the group message. No, but the goal is that, and any time that Just the Worm plays, it's for an effect of Tequila Ridge. It's just to get name recognition and sound recognition, mostly to get our band promoted. So yeah, I think that's where we're next. We're gonna desaturate Wichita and start moving outside of Wichita, because I think the Midwest is ready for some Heartland rock.
So one last question.
One last question.
This is from Kayla S.
I know who Kayla is.
We all do. Ship them in them.
She's pretty smart, so this is going to be a good question.
This is a good one. She gets a T-shirt too. What is your least favorite type of fan? Or
Kayla.
two-part question. What is your least favorite type of fan? Or what's a no-no in terms of supporting live music?
We love all of our fans. I can't think of any fans that are our least favorite. Now there are some things that we don't appreciate as
Skinner.
That's one of them.
Freebird!
But let me tell you what we do appreciate about our fans. We do appreciate every one of our fans sharing our posts, liking our posts, commenting on the posts, and when they're at our shows, they're sharing videos and making live videos. The one thing that we do not like about a fan, and this it rarely happens, is don't bring any drama to a bar, to the band, to yourself.
Yeah,
that's a great point.
We're there to have fun.
We're
When it's
there to
no
have
fun,
fun.
we're
You
not going
should
to play
too.
very well. That's for sure.
Yeah.
No, that's a fact. I'm sorry. I forget that we're not being like videoed here, because I just shake my head like, yeah, no drama.
Vince,
Absolutely.
one
I
of the
created
questions.
enough drama for this band a few years back.
Yeah, we've all had our
We
share
all
of
have,
creative. Vince, what can our fans expect when they come out to see us? What do you think?
I think they're going to see a lot of good show. I mean, we're entertainers. That's what we're supposed to be, and we get out there and hammer it.
Nudity.
Now, Chuck, we quit that a little while ago, but
Was that when I left?
every once in a while there might be brief nudity, and
I couldn't
we've been
remember.
bringing. I'm kind of liking the pearl snaps,
Man, the
and
pearl
I think
snaps
some
are,
of the
yeah.
women are liking them too, because I've gotten the pull open
I've gone to Velcro.
so they can see my taco meat or whatever.
because it's sunk in. Is that what you're saying?
I said taco meat, not Pirate Street.
Look like a Taco Bell salad inside out.
You have a different perspective coming from the back of the stage where
Where I don't see anything because I play with
And
my
they don't
eyes
see
closed.
him. Yeah.
but you still interact with our fans.
Oh, I
what
do
c-
interact.
what can our fans expect from us?
Yeah, what they give us. I mean,
Yeah.
in true, I want
Correct
every
answer.
one of them to learn that what you give to the band, they're gonna give back.
Any band.
I'm in the
Start
I'm in the
dancing,
back.
We'll dance with you.
Right, I am in the back. I can't get up. I can't dance. I can't do a lot of things. But I sit back here and I watch it. I mean, if you all feed to my front men up there, if you feed to them, they will play back to you. And when they do, it's phenomenal. Anything that a crowd can feed to a band, you do feed the energy. If you think a band is just no good because they're just kind of standing up there playing, not moving around the stage, and they don't seem to be putting anything into it, go up there and tell them, hey, man, you guys sound great. Let's get pumped up. Buy them a shot if you got to buy them a shot.
We like tequila.
Yeah.
A lot.
But I mean, get up there and talk to those guys, and maybe it's that they're new and their confidence is down, and if they hear you say, "Man, you're playing phenomenal, man," you need to let loose up there, and maybe if you just give them that boost. I know that Glenn feeds off of it.
Oh man, I do.
Because if we got a slow night, I mean, I feel it in Glenn, and then I try and pump him up, and you'll see us. I mean, if there's some place that we have to play and the crowd hasn't shown that night, we play for each other still.
Yeah.
And that's something to the bands. Play for each other.
And we love to see y'all up there.
We want,
dancing.
But I mean, every
We've had
time
some
you
of
go
our
out
best
and play,
shows with nobody in the building.
Yeah, every time you go out and play is an opportunity to play, and you should cherish that because they're few and far between when it's all over with. But play for yourself, but play to your fans.
Yeah.
And fans, play to the band. When the song ends, if you have to be on your phone talking on Facebook all night, I understand the modern age. Well, no, I don't understand it, but I understand the modern age. And if you got to be on your phone or whatever, but when that band ends, I mean, was the song good? You're there to listen to the music. Let us know. And I mean,
really.
Crickets get
Show 'em to
crickets.
me.
Crickets get crickets. And
Yes.
Spencer is here. He'd do our little cricket
Such
sound.
great advice, man.
He does that crap. That's close. But yeah, I mean, seriously, feed to us, we'll feed to you, and bands feed it back to them. I mean, play.
That is so.
If somebody walks by the door and hears your music, they're not standing in front of you, but they still hear your music. So you got to play to that door. You got to play them in that door, especially some of the stuff downtown now.
Yeah.
That's an opportunity for all of us to grow. That area down there and grow it back to real music. I don't mean anything against Pop 40, but yeah, I do. I mean, seriously, you never know who's going to walk by that door. Matt at Midwest Drum and Percussion, and okay, it's an advertisement. You can go charge him for it. I'll pay for it. Matt at Midwest Drum the other day.
That's $5
Gentleman pulls up,
Twice.
walks into his place. He talks to him for a few minutes, asks him about if he had any of the old vintage drum heads with the original paintings on them and stuff. And dude walks out, and Matt throws a post on Facebook about 10 minutes after that, and it says, "Man, Joe Bonamassa just walked into my store. I didn't know who he was until he left." So he had Bonamassa in there, and I mean, like him, hate him, I don't want to get into that. Please don't post any of that on social media. I hate it when other musicians put down other musicians.
I like Joe Bonamassa, even though he plays the blues.
Yeah, and Glenn hates the blues, so he likes
don't
Joe
get that.
Bonamassa. He plays well. But I mean, it's that type of deal, Who just walked into your gig? You have no idea.
You have no idea.
And I can tell you from experience that you may be playing someplace, and let's say a band like maybe Foghat or something might hear you, and then the next thing you know, you might spend 30 days with them on tour.
Yeah.
So,
I wonder who that was.
and at any minute, at any minute, somebody can hear you. And it doesn't matter. You don't know who's in this town. I can tell you that Wichita is not a high tourist town, but it is a very high in town with all of the aircraft that we have and the people that come in.
Harrison Ford.
Yeah, I mean, you can throw Kirstie Alley lives there.
Kirstie Alley.
There's, and they have friends that come in town, and those friends have friends that have friends that have friends.
Yeah.
So, and
we talk about that every
play
week. It only takes one person to get noticed in Wichita, and then this scene is going to blow up.
Yep. And I mean, we've tried that. I mean, it got close years back with certain scenes, but the thing is, it's certain scenes in this town at times.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that the scene is starting to flip. It's becoming wintertime, and I hope y'all want to get into a nice, warm, cozy bar with some good country-ish Heartland Rock. Whatever. By the way, that's not my favorite thing to call us, by the way, but that's Glenn's term for it, and that's all we can come up with. So
I think it fits us, though.
I think it does something.
Yeah. So, well, I know you can find us on Facebook.com/Tequila Ridge. We're on Instagram as well. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I think Vince is on AshleyMadison.com/Tequila Ridge.
I'm all
but,
sugar there.
We're going to be playing the 16th coming up just next week at, shoot.
Bang.
I get on.
What'd you just say? Sorry, I wasn't even listening to you.
16th. That's just the worm at
No, we're going to
and
be playing
Tequila
at
Ridge, Mad Rocks.
Mad
yes.
Rocks in Derby.
Sorry, Lou.
Yeah, I always, the
Joe,
funny
too.
thing is like, I always prep the bands. I say, hey, make sure you know your next date so that.
Well, the problem is that's not our next date. That's like dates down the.
Yeah, but this
Dex
releases
Nate?
one week.
Right,
one
that's
week
what I'm saying. We have to think a week ahead. We can't do that.
We didn't We didn't pre-show that
We
one.
didn't pre-show this.
We play Friday, Saturday, Sunday this weekend.
So let's back that up and I'll start it again.
Yeah.
You can find us at facebook.com/Tequila Ridge. You can find us on Instagram. I think Vince even has an Ashley Madison account /Tequila Ridge.
Whatever the hell Ashley Madison is, but keep going.
But you can come out and see us at Mad Rocks. We're going to be there on the 16th of this month, and then we got some shows after that. But follow our Facebook page. You can find ICT Radio at ICTradio.com.
Yes.
Excuse me, ICT-radio.com.
See it? There it is up there. Dash.
We're also on
dash from
Facebook.
here.
But we'd really like you to visit our Patreon page and check out some of the sponsorship levels that you can join with us and get on one of our sponsorship levels and get a T-shirt, get exclusive content. There's a ton of exclusive content today, let me tell you.
Oh, no.
Man, I didn't know how this interview was going to go, but I knew my guys were going to show up. So, but one thing you can do to support everybody is
go to shows.
That does it for us on the Thirsty Thursday Spotlight. I'm Glenn Shipman, Luke Wallace. We have Tequila Ridge in the house. Thanks for listening.
Thank you, boys.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Hold on. I gotta take a picture still.
Picture with all of our stuff on?
Yeah.
Recorded live.
Do I take my clothes off now? Or?
Hosted by Glenn Shipman. Check out redcatrecording.com. Adios.
Oh, God, Luke got on his knees for us.
Again?
Hold on, did you really need to focus in on that? Whoa. Glenn,
all right. We want to thank Glenn and Luke and all the guys from Tequila Ridge.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking
great time. Hey, we all fucking made it out there and everything.
We did, man. I was going to go anyway. And
I was like 25-75, and that 25 panned out, man. Like 69, you know, kind of.
Yeah, I always like hanging out. You could just hear in that interview. If you guys don't know him, I'm guessing most of you have already hung out and watched them. And
hopefully.
But if you have not, I recommend going to check them out because it's a blast.
Plus, their steel guitar will put a smile on your face. If it doesn't,
every fucking time. I'm telling you what.
I couldn't stop laughing. I don't even know why I was laughing. It was just that joyous.
I do, but I'll never tell.
Oh. Does it involve something to do with 69, Derek?
No.
Oh.
You fucking dirty-minded bastard.
I just keep lying. Hey, we got to plug this thing, dude. It's number 69. We got to keep going with it.
No, anyway. Yeah, we want to thank all them. We want to thank Heath and Vince, Chuck. Was it Chuck?
Yeah.
Sorry if I fucked that up. I don't know. I don't really know him. Or I haven't really got to drink with him, but
got to drink with him.
I guess I did the other night a little bit, but I was getting pretty lit when I was walking out of there myself.
Did you get a beer mid going, dude?
I did. Yeah, that was pretty fun. But yeah, and then of course Luke and Glenn. So it's weird. I know we're talking a lot and like repeating shits because we don't have any sponsors this week. So if you would like to sponsor this podcast,
hit us up at ICTradio316@gmail.com.
Yes.
Or our Facebook page, facebook.com/ICTradio.
If you know anybody that would like to sponsor us, they got a business, we're cheap. We'll do it for next to nothing. And I kind of liked what we did the other like last month during Sober October.
Right.
We'll work with you and we'll get you in on an interview, or you could sit in with us every week. I get tired of listening to this fucker's voice anyway.
69.
No. 69. I'm over here, but I'm trying to be serious, and all this guy is talking about is 69. Talking about government and world problems, and
69.
He just that's all. Oh, Jesus Christ. We're never gonna get anybody to advertise with us that way.
It all fucking connects, dude. Somehow, I don't know.
It does. It comes back around. But yeah, if you or anybody you know are interested, at least hit us up and talk to us and advertise with us.
Keep sending your tracks in. We enjoy them.
Yeah, we are running low on tracks. It seems
to be writing season. Get your tracks in.
I think that's what it is. I think everybody's probably.
I think we're gonna get a huge influx.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
remember about January, February last year. Like it's just like we couldn't even keep up with their.
I know there's probably shit that got sent in that we couldn't play. Or I mean,
sometimes we get flooded.
I remember talking about doing a fucking podcast, like an hour podcast of just like playing music that was getting submitted that we couldn't get on the podcast, like
right.
Do an hour special, which we never did, but yeah, I want to see that again. I like that. That was fun. I just love sitting down and listening to music and all that good shit.
Doubt.
So yeah, like we mentioned last week too, if you're going through anything, if you got depression or anxiety, just on hard times, whatever it is, don't be afraid to get a hold of us here. Our brothers over at Trench Bros have said the same thing, and we don't want anybody. It's a tough time of the year too, coming up, the holidays. So whatever it is, get a hold of us if you need to talk to anybody. I seen something on the news earlier about a guy who was on the bridge at
kind of over by my house.
Yeah, Kellogg, and what road is that?
135.
Oh yeah, that is fucking right by your house.
Yeah,
but I hate to see that, man. I don't like seeing that. I'm glad it had a happy ending to it.
Happy ending.
I hope that gentleman gets the help that he needs. And yeah, we don't want to see anybody else end up in that position. So if you guys got anything on your mind, please don't be afraid to hit us up. Don't hesitate.
So I got to say,
we like you. We like you. You might not know it, but we do.
I got to say, so we've been
69?
No, I'm not going there.
Oh. God damn. The one time I don't
nice try, but 69. But hey, so we've been doing a hip hop hour every week for about the last 7 weeks, I think. So spread the word, guys. Like there's people listening, but I know there's a lot more hip hop fans in the ICT, and it's a production put on by WK Street Radio and Richie Beezy over there, and he's been gracious to team up with us.
He's been working his ass off on it too, man.
Yeah, he's been doing mixtapes for a while now, and we kind of brought him on to do a show every week. And man, if you're missing out if you're not tuning in Wednesdays from about 9 to 10. Sometimes it goes longer, who knows? But it always starts at 9 o'clock on Wednesdays, and then we're gonna rerun it Sundays at 5 as well. But it's straight up raw hip hop from the WK, man. It's good stuff, man. And I know you guys have been really good about supporting, rock music, reggae, country, every other type of music that's been going on over the last almost 2 years now. And this is a segment of our actual music scene that we need to get some support with, because it's kind of
it's really good.
It really is.
It's good stuff out there.
And it's kind of a realm where it needs to be a community like we've built with all the other genres here. And I think we need to show all those artists who are kind of all out there on their own that they're not on their own, and the way you can do that is support them by listening in and listen to their music, and then going out and finding their music again when our show's not going on and stuff like that, or listening to his mixtape on WK Street Radio. But definitely you're totally missing out if you don't tune in on Wednesdays from 9 to ? And man, if you miss it, you need to go listen on Sundays. And I think he's actually been uploading it to YouTube too. So after the week's over. So no excuses not to check out local hip hop. It's good. It's not just trash, you know. I know some people think that there's no good hip hop people here in Wichita, and this show kind of
bullshit.
Yeah, it's total bullshit.
There is.
Yep. 69.
Absolutely is.
But I said 69.
69.
Yep. It's what episode we're on, Derek? But really, you should tune in.
Nobody told me.
Oh,
that's
sorry,
a fucking joke.
Almost forgot. But you should definitely tune in because it's great music, just like every other kind of music we have. And you know, Richie does a good job. He interviews local artists, and that's just a realm that a lot of music fans in Wichita probably aren't that familiar with. But you know, don't be scared to get in there and check it out.
Right.
So speaking of, we actually have Richie Beezy in the flesh, you know, going to be taking us out on this last track here tonight.
Hell yeah. Song called.
The song. I'm going to have to edit that, Derek.
Oh, boo.
The song.
Anybody?
Oh, go ahead, Derek.
Jesus, what a fucking train wreck the end of this number 69 of a show is.
69. Oh.
It's sucking. Oh, what?
Do you want me to tell you the title of the song?
Yes, please.
So this is Richie Beezy, K.I. Double, and Louie and Midas. The song Reppin', produced by Syndrome.
Hell yeah, man. So thank you everybody for listening. We will see you next week.
Peace out.
69.
Yes, sir. I'm bending these corners, whipping in my hood, drinking this Jack and I'm blowing on the good. Got my squad with me, you know it's understood. Reppin' my city, reppin' my hood. I'm bending these corners, whipping in my hood, drinking this Jack and I'm blowing on the good. Got my squad with me, you know it's understood. Reppin' my city, reppin' my hood. I'm with the homies and you know we straight ballin' out. We tryna holler at the chicks, see what they talking about. We about to hit the club and see if we can get some love. Just another night going down up in the dub. I see a shorty that I like, I'm trying to get her number. She whispered in my ear that she wanna taste my lumber. That's a bet and I'm about to make her wet. It's no secret from the get that I'm gonna make her sweat. Now we sippin' on the Henny, shots are plenty. We got so many so I tipped the bar, made it 20. And now we about to hit the after hour spot. You know when it's hot, cause we gotta dodge the SWAT. And after that, we gotta grab a bite. Get the stomach right after we had a good night. At the IHOP, getting it in. Make it home safe so we can do it again. I've been in these corners, whipping in my hood, drinking on the Shack and I'm blowing on the good. Got my squad with me, you know it's understood. Reppin' my city, ripping my hood. I'm been in these corners, whipping in my hood, drinking this Shack and I'm blowing on the good. Got my squad with me, you know it's understood. Reppin' my city, ripping my hood.
Let's get it. Cause I be reppin' my hood, yeah, the 316, where I like to hang with chicks as we light up sticks. Ain't nothing better than this except with my clique. We living up in the studio till we get rich. Yeah, plenty of niggas spittin', trying to make a fucking living. Mothers working their ass off just to feed their children. No suit and tie, but they always stay about their business. Ducking the cops cause they out here trying to make a killing. I'm on a mission, I got a vision. I ain't got no time to be in my feelings. I be that nigga making the figures. I been grinding out until I have millions. Rising no ceilings, I am so fearless. None of y'all even got my resilience. Fucking these bitches, I mean these women. LOL, baby, you know that I'm kidding. You can find me late night, chilling at the club. Louis X, Midas, everybody show me love. Get penny features, cause this city already know what's up. 2 middle fingers up if you be hating on the dub. Let's go.
Whipping in my hood, drinking this Shack and I'm blowing on the good. Got my squad with me, you
know it's understood. Reppin' my city, reppin' my hood. I'm been in these corners, whipping in my hood. Drinking this shank and I'm blowing on the good. Got my squad with me, you know it's understood. Reppin' my city, reppin' my hood.